Hey y'all. I may have woke up late, but that's okay. We is here now, and that is all that matters. Whew. Y'all, let me rub this sleep out my eye. Let me open up Chrome. In LCK. There we go. Freaking run it. Where the sound at? Huh. Can y'all hear? Yeah, they already started. My bad, y'all. So, like, well, I gotta move my camera. I can't block certain things. I think I'm allowed to be over here. We all just up, huh? That's crazy. I set an alarm. I promise, for 12 o'clock. And then I snoozed it because I was like, okay, I don't need to be up an hour before the game start. I can get up at like in 30 minutes. So I snoozed it and I didn't get up till 1 because I set an alarm for 1 o'clock too. Thank God. Imagine I didn't set an alarm. But right now it's T1 versus DRX, which is 2022 Worlds Finals. This is the same teams that was playing in Worlds Finals in 2022, which was actually here in the United States. It was in San Francisco. So I think today's games might be good. I don't know if they're as good as back then, but we can find out. You got co-streaming right? Yes, I do. I just got co-streaming rights for this. I just want to make sure that I'm falling in co-streaming rights line because they're
and Zeus' Nah is probably the most difficult to deal with here in the LCK.
Yep, I think that's a fair statement to make. But he's doing all right so far.
They have strict rules you have to follow.
Back on full HP, you know what that means?
So I just want to make sure that
quickly start trading. Thankfully, shifting stance is available this time around. So yeah, who's able to mitigate a little bit of the explosive charge damage. There you go. That's something.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Well, Sponge moving on over. That is going to be Faker taking a fair bit of damage there as well, aided by the plant at the same time. Actually, doing a lot of scouting with his plants, something that Zyra can definitely do. Haven't seen as much of that as Sponge.
Oh, the patented Zyra stealing Raptors.
This is not what Nidalee likes either, because Nidalee, like, she also clears like a maniac, and so not having the camps to get to is pretty sad. Bottom side of the map now going to be cleared out here by Sponge. Going to start moving into a bit of an advantage here in the jungle. First Dragon, not really looked at just yet.
Want me to
as the grubs going to be up in about 25 seconds. Will be important. Like if T1 gets too many grubs, DRX are going to be hard-pressed to stop Faker from just eliminating every structure on the map.
Yeah, we see their pings coming out. They assume they see the Raptors are gone, and we actually saw Ona pinging the brush, knowing that if they came and took the Raptors, there'll be a ward there. So we see Guma sweep that one out. And we can see on the other side, you know, Teddy's very confident.
Oh, Empress Divide going to be thrown down. Faker rocket jumping, trying to get away. As Sponge is moving in. Oh, this is so dangerous. The flash has to be employed. And Ona not able to get too much, but does manage to nail that minion.
Yeah, really nice play from Yehu there on the Azir, doing well in this matchup. And, you know, Faker makes the correct decision. He rocket jumps towards the top side, away from DRX. And Ona?
Yeah, still just fighting Sponge here, but doesn't have a mid laner to support. And Ona just trying to get aggressive. He does have a Mega Gnar making his way down. Still takes a fair bit of damage there. It's enough with the threat of the prehistoric Yordle to get DRX out of here.
But I think
DRX down some shellfish.
They should have confidence.
We back on the hoodlum hours.
The Mega Gnar is now gone.
Back on
Letter is here.
We're just here because
is challenging.
Wakey
we do see the scuttlecraft going over to Ona, but Not willing to let the grubs go.
Yeah, level 6 has been hit here by Ona, though, as there's the Zenith Blade. Pletter actually going in, grasping roots. Comes down as Ona is the focus, but Faker's already dived in. That's the first blood, and it goes to Tristana. Gets the reset there as well, as Frog's rotated down. It is a disaster for DRX, although they only lose one. They should also lose the grubs off the back end.
And the big thing is Ona is level 6.
DRX.
Obviously not a huge boost to the Nidalee, but if Zyra had her level 6, that would be an entirely different situation. Isn't able to use that ultimate for the self-heal, and because Platter went in aggressively, weren't able to do anything to help Sponge. Yehu doesn't have his ult as well, so once the cooldowns are unavailable, we just saw
why are Leona's inting and pro play all the time?
Oh,
no, like there's so much.
I think he got enough.
It's okay. 3 grubs going over to T1.
There's so
absolutely
much like
fantastic here as Faker
Leona
to get this
nowadays.
pushed in once again. Let's check it out one more time.
Yeah, and I think the big thing is they use all their CC on Ona, which is just a signal to Faker that you can go in for free.
Yeah, and they'd already used the Emperor's Divide to try and kill Faker there before. They got his flash, yes, but then Yehu didn't have that to try and fight back.
And the thing is, with it being a Tristana,
I'm trying to see if I recognize any of the names on DRX.
Once you get the kill, you're getting out again.
I remember the full roster for DRX in 2022. You know, we had Kyoshik, we had
we'll see if DRX try and get this dragon on the other side of the map. Obviously, T1 are now moving down towards that. But it is a Chemtech dragon
Maybe
first,
I don't remember.
so likely to be at least half decent soul.
I do recognize the name Teddy, though.
No matter what it is, it's going to be beneficial, I think, on either side. I'm looking at the mountain value.
Teddy and DRX used to be in T1, really?
As well
that I did not know. Most of DRX 2022 is on KT. Gotcha. What was the ADC name, y'all?
Cloud, obviously the best option.
What was his name?
See what they do manage to pick up as Gumisha Carrier just holding onto the wave.
The guy that people said looked like a llama, which is crazy, by the way. I don't know why they would say that to him. That's kind of toxic.
You know, and he's,
as you say it, but yeah.
Well,
one plate.
Thank you, Bestie. Yes.
And a little bit down in farm, but
now that I got LCK co-streaming rights, like, I might be eating those up on the LCK knowledge, because right now all I got is
hit them. It hit the minion and then it died.
T1. All I really care about, all I really care about is T1.
So at least maybe they'll be able to go over and clear that one out. Teddy has been farming pretty efficiently. Wants to be able to get to that 2-item spike as much as possible, or as quickly as possible. Mana and
Crystal, you know your stuff, on.
Faker and Yehu still just hitting one another with abilities over and over again. That explosive charge is going to do a lot of damage, and Yehu not able to answer back too much. Does have the Emperor's Divide back up again. No flash just yet for either mid lane though, so could be a target perhaps. You can see that Letter is already moving over there.
I've been following LCK closely a lot this summer and spring, and LPL. Gotcha. Like watching every single game. I'm rooting for T1 and DRX, so this match hurts really.
In this early game to do exactly what they want to do this game, and that is, honestly, they can play very patiently. They can allow Ono to try and use his advantage in the jungle to stop Sponge from running over the map, things like that. But they can also just wait until Faker gets enough range, enough items,
last tournament, by the way.
gets enough stacks for them to be this brick wall that DRX will not be able to get through.
You can see Ono looking to challenge on the Raptors there. He's really starting to take over this matchup and pull a bit of a lead now.
Oh yeah, this is really dangerous. Root's going to get double value, but I don't know whether it even matters. Stranglethorns comes in, the knockup comes down. Dawning Shadow and Faker gets in there.
Yes,
now Yehu just trying to get himself out. The Emperor's Divide did absolutely nothing. Platter trying to take matters into his own hands, but T1 just going to grab another one.
And if you thought for a second it wasn't my man's, you're sadly mistaken.
They saw blood, they thought they could punish the Nidalee, ended up overlapping a little bit there. Yehu's ult doesn't connect, and it leaves Sponge once again vulnerable. 0-2-0 now on the Zyra, down a couple of camps. Not an ideal spot, not where you want to be.
Absolutely. I don't really. Around by everyone here on this
I don't want to say it's unfortunate because when I was in Korea and I was talking to the boys in like in high school and stuff, and I would ask them about their military service, I'd be like, "Are you sad that you have to go? Like, are you upset? Are you happy?" They're like, "I'm happy to serve my country. Like, I'm actually excited."
I think at least the thing you can have confidence in is that Teddy's farming really well. So when he's starting to win these plays,
because I think they want to go. It might be unfortunate in terms of like timing of their career,
and Yehu reads it,
but I
goes for the
do
shuffle
think they
before seeing the knockup
enjoy
register.
the honor
I feel like part of the problem was
serving
Sponge was
their
so low, he
country.
felt like he couldn't hesitate.
Like, it's not
It's just a
always
really nice play
a
from T1
major
there.
inconvenience.
And they're continuing to apply the
the
pressure.
way that
They're
you
now
might
going to look to
think
get
it would be,
6
if that
Void
makes
Grubs.
any
Six
sense at all.
grubs is that's going to be very difficult to deal with, especially with Zeus sitting in a side lane so much. Faker as well. His split push is so dangerous.
Yeah, such a big
I'm
threat.
so mad my
That definitely
support
feels like
told us
DRX.
board and didn't take
There's a
flash.
significant gold lead built up now. It's
Reason
12
because
minutes,
they
2,500. But now they're
don't
looking for
like
Carrier
it.
to answer back.
That's
Yep, potential dive here as there is
crazy.
the flash attempt on Sponge. They haven't picked up the turret aggro just yet, and he's
Actually
used
kinda
everything. Frog able to avoid as now Carrier should be going down here. Mystic Shots is
Come on,
going to be able to
Carrier.
be Teddy picking up the kill. And Frog seems to be okay for the moment, although he's not out of the woods just yet. Oh god, this must be so scary for the little Skarner, or the lawnmower, or the terrifying large Skarner. Whatever it is, he is in a whole host of trouble. Gumayusi does not want to be tanking this one as the Impale goes wide, and that means they can pounce on in and grab the kill. Ono very close to going down there, but the juggling is pretty good.
Not
getting it
much
together.
more you can do, honestly, in that situation. No TP from Yahoo to come and save.
I'm
Try
about
to
to go
hold on to his
live
cooldown
over
as long as
on
possible.
TikTok, yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't. It's trader kills on both sides of the map. A lot of plays going over to either side as well. Teddy now very fed, but you see the gold spread about a bit for T1. Zeus got a pretty significant advantage here. And Carrier, I think, saw that auto coming for him and thought Sponge took aggro, but he actually autoed the turret. So really smart from Sponge to bait that out. Zeus now in trouble.
And after flashes, yeah, walls don't really mean too much here for Frog, and finally the Stranglethorns get some value. DRX on the board. It's not quite going to be enough to really change the tone of this game as they're still behind about 3,000 gold, but a win's a win.
Yeah, still a huge deficit in terms of gold, but DRX are at least making something happen and haven't just lost their way in this game. Scary thing as well is that
GENG versus HLE is playing after, and I'm trying to decide do we watch it or not.
In the late stage of the game, I know like the increased range she gets obviously meant she was always a bit of a scaling pick, but with the 80 carry item changes, she's been even more of a menace recently. And Zeus just overstays, thinks he can take the tower down before Frog turns up, and ends up miscalculating, and that ends up losing his
jungle
life
has a
as
lot of
result.
potential though.
Yep, still is able to get the turret though, so I guess that is a large reason as to
Y'all,
why
they're
T1
playing
still has
Zyra
this
jungle,
advantage
I'm
in the
just
gold
now
that is
noticing.
quite meaningful.
That is a lot of plate gold.
Oh wow.
These structures really have been taking a beating,
Oh,
and
wow.
T1 putting those grubs to work. This bottom outer though has taken a fair bit. At the same
Yeah, that
time,
plant
so we'll see
hole
whether
jungle.
DRX
Honestly,
can,
I'm surprised
augment
that we
their
don't
coffers a little bit with
see
that one. Teddy just trying to
her
push Carrier
more.
away, and Carrier
I
not really
really
even
do.
noticing that
I
Teddy
really
exists
am.
here in this lane because he's so incredibly tanky.
Yeah.
Rift Herald just taken for free though, and it looks like Ono just owns this Baron pit completely, no pun intended. Be able to throw this one down. And T1 going to return the favor when it comes to this mid-siege.
You can see actually Faker waiting off at a bit of a flank, so turret will actually get defended here. It's not going to go down.
Zyra
It's
jungle
very
is hard
low. And
meta
again,
now.
this is a
Really?
6-grub team.
I'm surprised by that,
Yeah.
if I'm honest.
I'm pretty sure like one auto with the true damage bin
I'm
would probably be
very
enough to take that
surprised by
down.
Yeah, not a lot of time required to grab that one, and Zeus, he's getting to work on this
Alright,
bottom
we
side. Faker
all
then
set.
moves into the top lane, try and put
On
pressure on the
every-
inner turret, and this is the thing. DRX are going to get stretched way too thin
On every platform
with the
now.
fact that T1's ability to move around the map and just always have that
Where
looming
my
threat on these turrets.
backlights?
So incredibly scary. Carrier, he's the one now with that spare time. Gumayusi going to turn up alongside him, and that should be the outer turret in mid lane just going down. Not a whole lot that DRX could do about it.
And you know, I'm going to be honest, if they'd stayed there to try and
Yeah.
defend it, it would
When
have just
Koi was
weakened
over
the
here
side
in
lane,
Cali,
you know, like,
he said my hands were rough.
potentially need protection to cover that tower, so...
He said that they
and
could
also
use some
resets need to come
softness
in, I
work.
believe, for,
So I went and bought a
Teddy
hand
there. So I
mask,
think
and it
it's the right
actually
call to let
worked.
it
My
go.
hands
That
do
low
feel
HP tower
very
isn't really
soft.
helping you anyway. But now means T1, with that
Gotta
mid-tier
make
1 down,
sure
can really start to push deep and
I
establish
keep
vision
them
control in the Dragon area. It's a
moisturized.
Mountain Dragon second.
Ooh, is it like Hextech?
If you're not super tired for it, GENG
Cloud,
versus
could
HLE
be
is
Ocean,
honestly.
I guess, which
Yeah,
would be a
those
little
are
bit
the
more
more,
Dragon,
with the
those are the
match
Dragon Souls it
there.
could be. Thanks for listing every single
Oh,
one.
you don't
You're
think this is
welcome,
gonna
you're
be a
welcome.
good game?
But
You think
there's
it's
a
just
lot
gonna
of them
be a
that are
stomp?
pretty good, is what I was really, really trying to
Yeah,
get
let
to
me a
there.
little peanut.
Well, I promise I wasn't wasting your time, Ox. I would never do
Oh,
that.
by the way, the
Casters,
LCK
that's
has
what
long
we're supposed
break
to do.
time,
Yeah,
so I'm not
unless
sure if I'm gonna
it's
stay
war,
up.
in which case that can't be as good buffer there from Faker, but he can't
You know?
buffer the next one. There's the
Maybe
Flash
we
Empress
don't,
Divide. That's
honestly.
the kitchen sink, ladies and gentlemen, being used to take down the GOAT. And T1 should be able to use this to
That's
grab a
the
little bit of
kitchen
extra
sink.
control
Isn't
in
it
mid lane,
everything but the
despite
kitchen
the fact
sink?
that they will probably lose out on this dragon.
Yep, DRX hopefully should just be able to clear this out. We can see Teddy moving then. He was the one who got the kill on the Faker, so big payoff. T1 just moved their pressure up towards the top lane though.
Yeah, this is not
Not
going
the
to
4
last
for an
very long.
ADC,
Teleport
isn't
is
that
going to be used
so
here.
typical?
That's going to bring Yahoo over, unless it was just interrupted by Carrier, in which case
Why do they have
he's
such
not going to
long
be there to
wait
join.
times?
Frog does find himself the
DRX
Impale,
Frog.
as Dawning Shadow is going to be what locks down the kill
Guma.
onto the Skarner in the end. Teddy trying
Let's
to get some autos
go.
down as, my goodness, Sponge,
DRX not doing
he's
great
not
right
even
now. They
able
failed
to take
playoffs
the
last
dragon
split.
without
Bit
costing
better,
him
but
his
they're
life.
super
As now, yeah,
inconsistent.
he will
That's
go down. Faker
unfortunate.
takes a lot of damage though, and those plants need to be respected. Carrier now doesn't have a lot of damage. So
Respect
Yahoo,
the
they're just
plants.
fighting over the honey fruit. Oh, this is a battle for the ages. Carrier, I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win. The Norris is just too strong as he
Oh my
takes down the
gosh.
pigeon. And look at
That's
that guy.
crazy.
Just saunters his way back to the bottom lane.
Such a close fight there, and a lot of rapid
love
fire
watching Guma
decisions
clock
from
host,
T1
too.
for that passage of play. And it started
What's
with a
going on,
positive play from
Ducky?
DRX. Planet gets the stun on Faker, follows up with the ult. Beautifully played from him to catch out T1's most fed member. And it's crazy this positive play for DRX finished like this. The
Everybody
TP
always wants to get a
interrupted
kill on
by Carry on
Faker.
the bot side.
Like, we
And
get
then
it, he's
Ona
that man.
able to evade this situation, and
We
it
get
cost
it,
Frog
he's
his life.
him.
And we see in the ensuing play,
As
T1
he should
actually
be.
take the inhibitor tower as well on the back of this.
Yeah. It was just,
If I died, it's
you know,
Nautilus,
Plenty going in,
as
not really
in
going to be able to do too much there. Teddy,
is.
without a front line, can't really do anything.
Oh, this
You
is
mean
so
as in
brutal though. The
is.
double TP, they know he's on the dragon. He still gets it though. And the plans do a lot of damage to Faker on the back end.
What's going on,
But it's
Death Ray? How are you,
Strangleform's
love?
plants are very, very scary, and there were 3 of them there, so...
Yeah.
Hey, bestie. Today
this
I'm
is
here
so-
in Germany.
So sad
No,
for
working
yeah.
and have your stream on. Also, your mic
Yeah.
volume is low. I think I'm just talking low. Oh,
What was
Oh,
that, Carrier?
we got a
What Ona
little.
was asking?
Just carry a thing.
We
just
get to
carry
hear
a
their
gold.
voice
You know,
on
didn't expect
here?
anything else. I
Okay,
feel like maybe
period.
a year or two ago this might have
I like
surprised us, but
that.
this is just carrier.
It is. And T1 are now
my man on the
cruising down
screen.
these lanes
I wanna-
with a
I
whole
wanna
lot of money. Zayas
relay a
dealing with
message.
Teddy
What
here
time
as
is it
best
for
he
you?
can.
1 a.m.
Teddy's still very, very strong, but the issue is that
It
the
is
leads
1
are
a.m.
stacking up slowly but surely here for T1.
Is it too
And
low,
we've seen
Dia? Are
them
you
in
not
these
able to
game
hear me at
states
all?
so many times before. We know that they're like a well-oiled machine when it comes to just
LCK is
making
super
sure
top
they
tier.
can take
Love
more,
that.
even if DRX is going to make a play.
Love that a
Yahoo, he
lot.
wants another round, and Carrier says, no, I've already won this
They
one.
said
I am
budget.
not required
Wait, and-
by it once again.
And
Ready
now
to get my
carrier's just
Faker
proxy
daddy
farming the
signs?
wave behind the Azir tower.
Yep, trying to bait him into
To
maybe
support my
getting him to
mans?
leave so that then Zayas can come up and kill him as Dawning Shadow will interrupt the back.
What'd you do?
Oh no, well, you get a teleport from your Skarner.
I love how they're defending this tower so heavily when it's an
If they
Azir
had the
tower.
CB
Wait,
low
wait, who's
overlay
defending
extension, it would be
who? Like,
really top tier.
Solar Flare
Oh,
going
they
to
have an
connect here
overlay
onto
extension?
Carriers.
I've never
Over the
watched
wall
CB
goes Frog,
low.
finds the ramp.
I've definitely
There
watched
is the
LCK once or
Impale,
twice before,
and they take down the
but
Nautilus.
CB
They
low,
need a lot to
I
do
don't
it.
think I've ever
That
watched.
still could get them some
Oh
respect.
my
And
gosh,
the Baron
I
has
need to
just
put on my
spawned.
jacket so I can be like,
T1 still with a gigantic
area.
lead, but making the best of a bad situation is what that kind of felt like.
That's the moment when carrier says in old chat, you need 5 to kill me.
Yeah, exactly.
See, come to the Baron pit, yeah, who will 1v1
It's
again.
upstairs.
Well, we'll see whether he does decide that they're going to enter practice school after this game and have a Mundo off in the Baron pit.
Let
I
me
really hope
turn
that
up my
does
mic
happen.
over
Soul Flare, though,
on
connecting
TikTok
from Fleta,
because they
even
say
though he
you
doesn't
can
manage
hear
to
me.
land
Can
the
y'all hear
Zenith
me
blade.
now?
It
Is
is
that better?
definitely enough to just pick him up with the Impale. T1,
Can you
not
hear
with
me
enough
now on
members in the
TikTok?
area. But also not enough in order to threaten a Baron at this stage
One
of
in
the
chat
game.
if you
Still
can
very,
hear
very
me
early
now.
on, and that thing does a fair bit of damage. 5,000 gold the lead as the dust is settling, and Faker is going to push another wave
Okay.
in towards this Skarner.
Yeah, that's the
I'm
main
just letting
thing.
y'all
Is just
know I
the
turned it
goal
up to
difference is
375%,
moment
rather it
between
being
these
on
two
100%. So
2 dragon lead for DRX means
I
that
hope I
they
don't
can stall the game out. There's no
burn y'all
pressure. They can
ears.
give up
Let me
these
know if it gets too
dragons,
loud.
and
Thoughts
find
on
times to
Skarner?
build
I
up
think
some gold,
Skarner
because obviously
is.
21 minutes,
I don't
a
think
5K
he's
gold lead is
low key
massive.
OP
31
anymore.
minutes,
I
not as
think the
significant.
pros
So
know he's OP.
hopefully they approach it with that
I
mindset.
don't
The main thing
think
is not letting the Baron
solo
go
Q
over
knows
to
he's
the other
OP.
side.
Also, like the
Owner
other thing as
built
well
like
is
set
when
for
you've
no reason.
got an opponent with so much control of side lanes and things like that, The problem is it's not going to be a static 5,000 gold lead if you let T1 do what they want to do, and that is continue to take down turrets in the side lanes, continue to
it's
stretch
quiet
you too
on
thin,
Twitch too.
and just take your stuff.
Y'all, it's
so that may
literally
just keep
just because
happening.
like I'm not
Honestly,
yelling in y'all's ear right now.
Okay,
I promise
Frog
y'all.
making his way in, does manage
When
to
a
land the
play
ball that gets the
happen,
buster shot
Y'all
out
gonna
of the
be
Scorpion.
upset.
Like, even with the gold deficit, DRX's team fighting is pretty good with their composition. Obviously, T1 masters of
When a play
handling a team
happen and
fight
I'm
in
screaming
general,
at
but
you,
maybe there's an
gonna
angle.
be like,
If we
"Turn
get
it
these 5v5s,
down, turn
I
it
think we'll find
down."
something we'll have to see. But it is still that goal difference at the top of the board.
no, I'm not
so
sick. I'm just,
Yeah, and
it's
I
1
wouldn't mind
a.m.
if
for
T1 just
me.
decided that they never
So
wanted to
I
team fight in this
just
game.
woke
I don't
up
think their
just so I
composition
could
is going
stream
to win
these
by out
games.
team fighting. I feel like it wins
Senpai,
by
thank you for the
putting Zeus
follow.
and Faker in side lanes and having Carrier protect the President and Gumayushi, and then they
Yes,
should be able to survive
Xander.
almost any sort of siege
I got
being put up by
LCK co-streaming
DRX.
rights.
You know what
I
I
had
feel like they're gonna
MSI
do?
co-streaming
What, they do
rights,
this
and now I
crazy
got
thing. I might not
LCK.
believe they'll do this,
streaming
but being that
rights,
it's T1,
like-
I think they'll probably start the Baron.
It's
That
giving
may happen.
worldwide.
Trisha Barrage was a decent
Almost
attempt
had
there
it.
from Teddy, but not quite fast enough.
Almost had it.
That will be the Cloud Drake secured. So T1 gets their first dragon.
Whenever I look
This
and
is
see
game
Uma
one.
when he's near like an objective or a wave, I always just see so many souls on the floor. I feel like his soul RNG has been really, really crazy this game. I'm actually wondering how many he's on right now. 80.
80 is not bad.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah, that's a large amount of souls. So
What are
Guma's doing a
those?
very, very good job. Seen some pretty good center
What
plays
are
so
those
far,
that
and of
they're
course Guma has
sweeping?
always been pretty good at it, even though there are some fans who do not like it when he's not on
Do
some
they
of these
have
more
like
main character
Teemo
champions.
shrooms on the map? What is that?
His center is undeniably pretty fantastic, though. Hasn't lost that many games. Now, like you say, T1 are going to do that T1 thing where they start Baron. Ward goes over. DRX with full information as to what's going on here. And Frog, he can get into that pit very comfortably. Sponge, a lot of range available as well. And harassment in a tight
Nidalee
space
trap.
is something that Zyra is
Yo,
very good
am
at. So
I
I don't think
trolling?
T1 will be able
Have
to
I
take
ever
this one
played
if
this game
DRX
before?
knows
That's
what's
the
going
question.
on.
Okay.
They might be able to take a team fight. You can see Zeus
Yeah, that makes
looping
sense.
around.
They're like
Trying to get
borderline
himself into a position
invisible.
to try
Like
and
you
get something
can't
done.
really
Doesn't
even
have a great
see
knob
them.
right now as Teddy. This is the kind of play we need to see out of him. Being
No,
aggressive,
they're not
being in
Zyra
their
seats
face,
because you
and
can't
try
hit
to
them.
whittle
They're
down these
Nidalee
health
traps.
bars.
I feel like this is
It's
just
just
how
you
T1 play
can't
it, though.
even-
They see
you
the
can
teleport come
barely
in from
see
Yehu.
them.
That's enough. That's
Yep.
all they need. They get that, and they'll just keep waking you
Absolutely, love.
down.
What's going
Next
on,
time,
Kali?
they start the Baron up. Maybe they get
Yes,
Frog
and it
TP.
traps.
And then the time after that, maybe you don't have a teleport, and that's when they commit to the Baron
Doesn't
play.
matter how
So
far behind
they will
Faker
just whittle
is.
down
I don't
your
know why. I
resources in
just
these
expect him to
situations. DRX did a
randomly
good job of
pentakill the
responding,
enemy. Oh, it's
but every
always
single
possible.
one, they will
It's
have
always
to potentially
possible
pay
with
for
that
later
man.
on.
Yeah, I think they're just... It feels like DRX are just getting consolation prizes over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's not really getting you too much of an advantage when their direct opposition is the one giving it to them. Carrier will take a bit of damage there. T1 back to doing what they want to be doing. Teleports available for both of these top laners here as the grasping roots is good.
He
Onto
good.
Faker.
He out. He out.
He's able to buffer. Just some Tristana things once again.
Oh, they've kind of forced DRX out towards the top side, though, so now Teddy's left alone to defend the tower. It's going to go so fast.
Yeah, he does have a true shot barrage, but it's not going to be able to save this turret, and that is just going to explode. Teddy able to arcane shift
don't know
backwards.
what that
While
hook
the
was,
rest of
Carrier,
DRX
but
trying to
we
make
don't
their way
know.
over. This is a deep flank from Frog, who's trying
Faker
to
has
get
one
in there.
pentakill
He's
in
invested
career?
his
Are you
teleport for it
serious?
as well. If they get nothing for
Just
this, it could be
one?
an
Ain't no
absolute
way.
catastrophe. Faker gets rammed into the wall, but it doesn't really seem to matter because the impale doesn't land.
It's about to be
There's
two.
the ulti on Depletor, though. He goes in. DRX now have rebuilt the phalanx as the spear is going to miss. But T1
To
have
be
just
honest,
said, we'll just
I
keep you
don't
at arm's
think
length.
Faker
We'll
would
just
get a
throw out what
pentakill
we can
just off
find
of the
without
fact
hard
that he
committing. Is
wouldn't.
there blind?
Oh,
Gumayushi
Guma.
has to cleanse, and
Guma,
there's
baby.
Teddy. Grabs the Trinity
What was
Force
that?
proc
That was
and
a little
takes
silly.
down the center. Faker now has to get out of
They
there,
got
and
damage.
DRX.
And
They
Skarner
now
is
have a
tanky.
slight man advantage, but not really a lot to turn it into.
Girl, you look
because the rest of
sleepy.
their
I
lanes
just
are in
woke
dire
up.
straits.
I wanted to
So
watch
much
the
pushing there,
games with
so
y'all
much
though.
back and forth. Frog doesn't get the engage he wants, but that little execution on a
Faker really
Guma
only
from
has
Teddy
one
and Penta
penta.
was really slick.
I would
They're heading
assume
towards the back. I mean,
it's
they have
because
a Zyra,
Faker
this
doesn't
might
like
be
to chase.
dangerous.
He
Teddy
rather
also
kill
had
4,
teleport,
and while
which
the
I
last
didn't really
person is
take into
running,
account here, so
he
they have
just
that
go in the
extra
game.
teleport available.
Type beat.
They might have to
Like,
sacrifice
I'm really
a
not
lot.
surprised. I feel like
If they want
Faker
to be able to get
does
this
not care
Baron
about
as- Yeah,
pentakills.
Carrier
Ona's not
booking
close
it
enough.
into the pit.
Like,
Yeah, Ona's going to
purely.
take a while to get over here. I think this Baron is going to go over to DRX. But what is going to happen
because players
elsewhere
avoid
on
him
the
too
map?
much
Faker
apparently.
actually deciding
I'm
to
not
teleport
surprised
back
by that
in.
either.
And then Zeus
Like,
teleports to the bottom
Faker
lane.
has a
You look like
reputation.
Skinch.
Yeah,
Like,
I was going to
even
say, like,
though
I think, you
he
know,
might
Faker,
not
if
make
he
the
had been
best
given
plays
another
all the
opportunity,
time.
would have probably
Everybody
opted
wants
just
to
stay there
kill
towards
him,
that bottom
and
side.
nobody wants
They
to
had known
die
how
to him.
fast that
You know
Baron
what
was
I'm
going to
saying?
be.
At the same
so
time.
DRX, I mean, once again, it's a consolation
Like, yeah,
Baron.
I'd be
It's not
scared
even
too.
like the, yeah, like
He's
we made the
his
play, we got a
nickname is
Baron now,
literally the
now we've got
Demon
control of the game.
King.
No, it's only a
I'd
600
be running
gold
too.
Rebel Baron power play.
What are your thoughts on
because
Zyra's
they still
jungle?
lose their inner turret.
Yo,
It is still
thank you so
7
much for the bitty
turrets
bitty
to 2.
bits. I
But I
appreciate
will
you,
say it does help stall the game out. You know,
I'm surprised that we
you're
don't see it
against a
more,
Tristana,
honestly.
You're against a Senna. Obviously, these champions do scale
I
really well,
really
but
am surprised
in Italy,
we
not
don't
so
see
much.
it more.
And I think DRX are starting to feel more confident in their team fights. They deny the Baron. They can now use
Yeah,
it to
they
push down
usually
this mid-tier
focus a
1.
lot.
Well, let's
See what
see.
they can get from it.
See whether it does work
This
out
is game
here.
number 1.
As Plants coming on out, trying to be frustrating. Pleta goes in,
Was
gets the
Quirky
rocket jump out
banned?
of Faker.
I
Should give Teddy some
was
free
not
time
awake
with this
for
outer
Champ
turret.
Select.
They will be able to at least take that. So, total lie.
I woke up at 12. I had an alarm set for 12, and I was like, okay,
Now way back into this
I can
one.
sleep for another 30 minutes.
As
Like, I don't need to be
DRX
up right now.
Playing
And
patiently,
then I snoozed it, and then I
Definitely
woke up at
refusing
1
to give up.
because I put on a safety
Zeus
net
went behind them and pulled away, so they
alarm.
can't push anymore now. Now moving
So
towards
yeah,
bot
I
lane,
was still,
and they're gonna get the dragon as well. So mid-tier 1 going down
I was
obviously is
on the way
nice.
down
DRX now gonna take this tier 2.
while Champ Select was going
Yeah, they're
on.
Hoping
So
for their sake they don't lose anything more on the bot lane, but
I
Skarner
could
just
not
throws
tell you,
boulders
bestie.
and clears the wave, so I think he's okay.
He is going to continue to do that. Faker was coming
well,
on over.
LCK has like
So if Frog
English
was in a precarious spot, could have been disaster, but wasn't.
little
Yeah, who's going to finish his Leandries as we can see? That is 3 items now completed. His
subtitles or
Cripple Bloom
whatever,
was
or
opted into
translations.
first. Sponge thankfully also does have that Rylai's finally done. Blighted Crystal there as well at the same
This
time.
is
So some item
LCK.
spikes coming on in as we have a look.
Thank
The
you,
gold graph
Dia.
taking a little bit of a hit.
Why not?
towards the
Kind
end
of
there, but
sling.
you
Look
can
at the
see that
gold
T1
difference.
still retaining
Is
that
this
5,000
just a
gold lead.
smash?
You would
Is
say
this
like
the
21 minutes was the last
equivalent
time
of,
we saw
like,
that. That gold lead has shrunk.
Yeah,
Team
I mean honestly
Liquid
the game
playing
is in a better
versus
spot now
like
for DRX than it
Immortals
was at 21
type
minutes.
beat.
Obviously
Like it's just
still a big deficit. But I think
an
as well, you
obvious
look at where the
smash.
deficits are, top lane, there is a pretty significant deficit, but Skarner doesn't need that much gold to be relevant.
Oh.
But Zeus is causing issues right now for DRX.
Yeah, a little bit of a ruckus as DRX are just going to double down.
Dude, Gnar
They're
is
gonna grab this
literally
inner
in their
turret in the
base.
mid
Do
lane.
they not
Zeus will
care
be able to pick up
at all?
the inhibitor.
He doesn't have a wave, so
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah, I
they're just
guess you
saying
can't do
that's all they
much
can do.
because there's no way.
Oh, Faker's going to try and push Frog away.
DRX
Shot
is
barrage,
pretty
hitting the
unimpressive.
wave mostly.
That's tough.
Gumayushi, oh my goodness, Teddy looked at him and he
That
takes so
niddly
much
heal.
damage here. That is going to be this inner turret falling down as well. And DRX,
Wait,
when
is
it comes
DRX
to the
winning
demolition,
now?
which is what they wanted to get done here,
So DRX
they've
right
done
now
a
is 2-2.
great job
T1
moving
is
up to 6
3-1.
turrets, really
I'm
evening things out as Teddy
assuming
not going to be
T1
killed by
lost
a Dawning
the
Shadow this time, and
GENG.
yet made his way back to base.
That's what I'm gonna
Notices that they've taken
assume.
down some of their inhibitions, but
T1
it is
and
fine.
GENG are just really
Be
good
able
at
to
CS
just get
rotation.
control back in that
GENG
wave and
especially,
just be
you can
happy
ace
that
them
they
and they'll
have,
still have a gold lead because of how
solidified
efficiently
their
they manage
gold a
waves.
little bit more.
And
think
I
when you're
think
playing
that's
against a
so
team
interesting.
like T1 in particular, it's
how
so
they can
hard to
do
make
that,
these decisions, like to say, you know what,
and
let the inhibitor
other
go, you can't do
teams
more,
don't
we're
pick
going to
up
get
on
more
it if
value on
that's
this
what
side of
they're
the map.
known
I think that's
for.
where weaker teams
You know?
often struggle a lot.
Yeah.
Making
But I guess
those
every team
sacrifices and
prioritizes
making
certain
the correct
things over
choices. And I think
others.
DRX
So.
did a really good job there. The gold lead shrunk a bit more again, and they are really just bringing their hopes alive in this game. 2 dragons now to T1, so it's even
Do you
there,
think
but
DRX
they had that
is
space, they had that
locked
time
in
when
and
there's only
T1
2
is
dragons they
playing
picked up.
games?
And again, the game still
I'm
isn't an
not
ideal
sure.
spot
I don't
for
know
them. They're
much
still going to have to deal with
about
Faker
these
and Guma in the late game
because
on
I
these
don't
picks,
watch
but
LCK.
it feels
I
like they're
only
still
see
in it,
them when
and
they're
I think that's the main
international.
thing for them.
Absolutely.
Or when they're in.
And I think that
in
we
international
sort of asked for
tournaments.
this at the beginning of the day, right?
I'm
it
really
was,
not
we want to
sure
see DRX
if
really
this
put
is
up a fight
them
today.
like at their best.
That's going to
or at
help
their
us,
worst.
you know,
You
feel
feel
like
me?
they are those contenders that we were considering them as when we were thinking
Yeah,
so
no,
highly
this
of
is
them.
such
Then
a
they lose
low
that
death
game
game
to Noxian, and we're like, oh wait,
for
maybe
30 minutes.
there's shades
I
of the old
literally
DRX.
never.
Maybe it's strength of schedule, these sorts of things. I think so far, DRX have shown
I'm
that
gonna try and
they're not quite
average
there
1
yet.
death per minute.
They're still looking a lot better, and they
I'll
are still
try.
absolutely in this game. Like you were talking about, not over until it's over.
Good morning,
Have
guys.
a lot of team fighting power as
Currently
Sponge
winning is
as this
T1.
Zyra
They have an insane.
trying to get as much information
gold
as possible.
lead right
Teddy
now.
steals away the Merc Wolf.
But like
Every bit
they're
of value is
still
good
down
value.
objectives.
Chaos, that's what we're looking out for.
in terms of towers.
Yeah, I feel like that's been the thing with T1 is they built up these farm leads on, you know, the likes of the Gnar and
And the
Nidalee.
dragons are are even.
And that's really where this gold lead's coming from. Nearly now with the Rabadons, but I'm not feeling
I don't
too
know how
confident
pros don't
about
fall
the
asleep
Nidalee's
in these
impact at this
games.
point. The Nardo's still very relevant.
And if they're
But
just
Teddy,
like
he's just been,
this boring,
you know, even
where
from the
you
laning
don't get
phase, he had a bit of an
kills,
advantage, but I
like
feel like a lot of
I
their
would
goals has really been
end.
funneled onto him.
I
He's been picking up
personally
those
would
kills.
end.
And
I'd be
he
like,
hasn't
no,
gone for,
I'm
like,
getting the kill
the
now.
frozen
I'm
heart
tired of
third
not
that we've
having
seen
kills.
a lot of Ezreal's go for. Spear of
The
Sojourn is going to be done as
TLDR
his
is
fourth
T1
item,
looked
but
really,
that's
really
Spear amount of
shaky
Trinity
last
Force
split near the
and
end.
the Spear
Like
as well.
they
Like,
almost
it's
didn't
not
qualify
with this
from
extra defensive
MSI.
item, right?
DRX has
I mean, I think it's a fair
potential,
call,
but I don't think it's their
especially
split
since,
unless Teddy
you know, he
can
is the only
carry.
AD threat on the team, and Ezreal
Got
still
you.
does like a decent amount of magic damage as well.
Teddy has been
W
in the
to
pro
Z.
scene for a while,
So I think
hasn't
really
he?
making sure you do the maximum damage possible is
Look
important.
at Faker. Hey, babe.
and he
How are you
will
doing?
tear through basically anyone but
cute.
Carry, and even Carry, I think he's doing a fair bit of damage with that armor pen.
Oh, you
too.
would love KT
would
and
agree.
He is
DK. They
looking
fight a
pretty
lot.
tanky with his items
Period.
in pocket.
I need to watch
CT1
some
setting up for
KT
this
and some
Baron, will
DK
pick up
then.
the Scuttle Crab, and Dragon
Since
up in
2019.
about 30 seconds, so likely to get some sort of exchange here, whether it's a fight or
absolutely,
a trade
guys.
between
They
these. But I know
love
both
taking
teams
objectives.
definitely more focused on the Baron.
I feel like
Teddy
LCK
takes
is so
a
passive
huge
compared to
spear
other
there.
pro leagues.
Yeah,
I
the
feel like
Rabbidan's
LCK
really
just
looking a bit
knows,
dangerous here.
You know, maybe I lied about the Nidalee
like,
impact.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
where
hit a
to
spear. It's that simple.
maximize
And honestly, that's
energy,
what he's been trying to do.
like what to
It's
put
not about
energy
the ones that
into,
miss. It's about
and
that
they
one that
know
hits. Can really
patience
skew
and
a
how
fight in your
not
favor.
to fight.
Teleport having to be invested off the back of a spear
In
landing.
LCS,
Oh, and now Dragon being started by
we gon'
Zayas
fight.
solo this. DRX sense this.
Sometimes
you
they
know,
don't
they saw
fight
him take
early,
the blast
though.
cone. They're
I will say
moving
that.
more aggressively now.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Teddy once
Faker
again
got
taking a
some
lot of
damage
damage
on
as
those
Faker down to 50%. Same can be said for Teddy though.
I don't
Really has
think
to stand in his back
DRX
line.
is
There is
so
the Drake
obviously
secured by
going
the
to
Gnar,
lose
and
this game, though. I will
moving
say
towards
that.
top side
Dude, the
because this
way
inhibitor is
Zeus
still
just
not back
solo
up yet.
Dragon,
42 seconds on that one, so it's pretty close. This is
the way
really
Zeus,
going to
yeah,
stretch
the way
DRX.
Zeus just a solo Dragon
Teleport
is crazy.
available for Frog, but
Yeah,
not
Teddy
for
used to be
Yehu.
on T1.
Teddy
That means
Amanda,
yeah, T1.
thank you for the follow.
They can just
and
start this
Sophia,
one
thank you
up.
for the follow as well.
And Pleta taking a lot of poke
Oh, we
damage
just
if he
gonna do
decides that he
Baron.
wants to come on over here. Teddy
They
over
don't
the
have
wall.
Skarner
They
there.
maybe think,
Both top laners do
there
have
he is, he goes in. Gumushi has to flash.
teleport.
And Sponge still here threatening depth charge. Going to be used on the Zyra, and they
Okay,
just
got
burst down
Baron.
the Baron. Zeus is also just kind of winning the game casually by himself here as well.
You know, don't worry about him.
And DRX, I think they were stuck between a whole lot of different, very difficult decisions, and Spear is going to connect. Pleta is executed. Sponge, he throws down the Stranglethorns, but then he has to flash out of there.
Kind
And I
of
think this is the beginning of
surprised
the end
that
for
Leona just
DRX.
stayed right there.
Yahoo! There are a lot of plates spinning right now, but there's also a lot that are just lying strewn on the ground. They weren't able to keep up with all of them as T1 were just throwing too many decisions their way. Zeus, I don't know what that one was about, but he's
Y'all,
got
I
a
know I
GA,
just said
so
that
he may as
DRX
well
is
dive underneath Nexus
not
turrets,
looking like
and he
they'll
almost
definitely
takes
lose,
them all out as he
but,
does
like,
so. Onto the fountain goes Sponge, and he'll just have to watch as
W in
T1 finishes off
flash.
the Nexus. DRX made him work for it, but didn't really feel
Period,
close to
babe.
many of the stages of this game.
And it felt like DRX really pulled
Come
back
on,
constantly
come
over
on,
that
blonde
big
hair.
period of time from 20 minutes. They were slowly bringing the game back in their control. And in that one passage of play, T1 completely dismantled
they are
them. They got
not
the
lit.
Dragon, they managed to navigate the Baron, managed to secure it, deny the steal.
They are not
Zeus
lit
was
at
split pushing
all.
bot. It felt like they just switched on at that moment.
Are
and knew
they
exactly
tired?
how to close
Is
the
it 1
game
AM
out
for them?
and reminded
I know it's 2 p.m. for
DRX
them or
why
something
this
like
team
that.
is so formidable.
Exactly. There's also the
Not
fact
even.
that
I think it's like 4
certain
p.m. in
things
Korea.
should not
They
be
are
given to
not
T1.
impressed.
Things that aid you in your ability to pull
By
back
owner,
tempo of a
probably.
game
That's crazy.
just shouldn't be
Ari.
allowed to be given to them because T1 uses
Is it
tempo
Charles for
so
MSI? No,
incredibly
this is just
effectively. We saw it
regular
already.
LCK.
The DRX just there were too many things that they had to focus on. They dropped the ball in
This is
any
just
one of these
regular
moments and T1 will
schmegular
capitalize. They absolutely did. Shoutouts to Teddy though, did a lot of damage on his Ezreal. It just didn't really work out. And T1, with their domination of the structures, were able to take it down. But it is now time for us to go to a short break. When we get back, the space is going to break it down. We'll have game number 2. We'll see you there.
Thanks, bestie. So it's best of 3. So if T1 just win the next one, then whoop, there it is. LCS wins a lot on winning skirmishes, but LCK, the good teams, clinically dismantle you before finishing off. Yeah, like I feel like it's more serious for them in a sense of like they want to win physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, Like they want to win a mental battle before they even think about winning the physical battle. They want you screaming and crying. What do you think is the problem of KT? They're in bottom 3 of standings. This is my first time watching LCK in like 3 years. It's been a while since I've watched an LCK game. Well, I guess not 3 years. I watched it last year. I think I watched it last year. I remember being at my apartment in Atlanta and watching an LCK game. But I think it was because like I couldn't sleep or something. Jamie Gali, thank you for the follow. Oof. All right, here we go. Oh, 4:33 p.m. is a crazy time for a match, by the way. Why do they say it starts at 4:33? That's kind of wild. Let me move me back. Maddie, thank you for the follow. I can't wait for Worlds. Worlds is going to be so much fun, dude. What is going on stream? I completely forgot that we're watching Korean. I'm like, why is it in Korean? It's quite literally Korea's league. I was so confused. I was like, what? Who is Kim Ji-won? No, it said like Nuni Pigon-hae or something like that. And I was like, huh? But oh, do they get little rings? That's cute. Golden Dew. What a slay. I guess they got the secret lab. Also, what is this music? Like, everything's so new to me. Why is Korea Korean? Like, what's going on? Oh, she's an actress? Oh, period. Slay. I just love how Faker, Owner, and Keria gets to control the map while Zeus and Guma control the lanes. Yeah, honestly, I saw that in last game, especially Zeus. Like, he was just on it. LCK got that good music. I feel like I'm in Champ Select. No? Oh, KT has Def, Pyoshik, and Barrel, which was World's Champions 2022. Okay, so they've got... Oh, I remember Barrel, yeah. Yeah, I remember Throwback DRX 2022. Hey, that's my mouse. Slay. I don't know, it just feels so quiet. Because you can't hear the sound of the ads. It's like, I thought I was gonna hear Red Bull gives you wings, you know? I'm just watching for T1. Somebody said that the like breaks in between games are super long, so I don't know if I want to stay for that. Oh, HLE has Zeka, who was on DRX in 2022. Do you think GENG will achieve the Golden Road? I think it is likely. It is more likely now than ever before, but we all know GENG does like to choke a little bit at them international tournaments. So, would love to see it, but they're pretty long, but sometimes LCK content is super funny. Well, I am excited to see, and maybe we'll stick around for a little bit, but if they put up a timer and it say 2 hours and 30 minutes, I'm going to sleep. Ooh, okay. That's my baby daddy right there. Hey, babe. LCK intermission content is top tier.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the space. The world champs take first blood here against DRX. T1 1-0.
I love that Egon
you know, DRX are going to have to pull
is
something
over
off Egon
at
alongside
LCK
Mooney
now. Like,
and Wolf.
he's so
Guys,
deserving. I love that
at least
for him.
we got to see DRX not only put up a fight, but get themselves back into the game, show some
Look at the
resilience here.
plushie.
My biggest issue with this for DRX was the setup in the draft where they prioritized the Zyra here in the second rotation instead
So
of getting
Corky
the
was
Tristana.
banned.
Because they already decided to ban Twisted Fate because they were like, oh, we're going to get Skarner
Oh,
here.
they skipped
so
the
that's
ban?
fine. But take the Tristana because now you gave over Senna. You didn't deny Nautilus. You didn't deny Tristana. So they're going to have Senna Nautilus, which is OP Busto, like the craziest bottom
looks
lane
like they
that we've
skipped
seen
a ban.
Guma and Carrier play so many times. And you gave Faker Tristana. You lose the
What would
Corki
you
as
do
well
if
when
it
you
cut
lock
to
in the
Faker
Leona here.
twerking?
So I feel like this first rotation of draft,
I would be
T1
so
were probably
confused.
like scratching heads going, man, they really just are giving us all the freebies.
It's a disaster.
Not gonna lie,
It's
Faker
a
matured
disaster.
over
It's
the
just
years like
one,
fine
two,
wine,
like, I just don't get
period.
it. A lot of things. We just said it. The
Period.
Tristan is too OP, especially, and also the Nidalee works with the
How many games
prio,
tonight?
and they're mid prio, they're
It is
top
best
prio.
of
They probably
three.
bought was like pretty
There's
chill,
two
and also
different
there's a lot
series
of the
that
setup
will be
between-
played tonight
because they're
versus
the CC,
T1 versus
the breakdown
DRX.
from the Nautilus is really insane.
And then next is
It's
GENG
just like-
versus HLE.
It wasn't really nice try, but
But-
still it was like really nice try with trying the Ezreal into Senna. That's an OG counter into Senna lane, and
We'll
also I think
safely watch both.
assuming the Leona like high prio because they are planning to already picking Ezreal at 4-5.
Yeah, it definitely feels like the focus by DRX is on the bot side of the map. Get the guy who won
Predicting
your POGs
T1
last
sweep.
week.
I also
going. But,
predict T1 sleep.
in our first highlight here,
T1 sleep.
it looks like maybe a
Mhm.
little bit too much caffeine here for Pleta as he joins the fight a little early.
So he comes in and gets
I
rooted, and then
predict
he wants to
T1
try to turn
sleep.
this one around with this Zenith Blade here, but Nidalee can actually pull him back. It's really well played by Owner, who leaps to pull Pleta in further. Remember, Yehu just ulted in the mid lane looking for a play on the
Guzman,
Faker,
thank you
and
so
there's
much
no
for
level
the 3
6 for
stream
Sponge
streak,
here.
by the
So
way.
a
I
little bit
appreciate you,
perplexed
love.
as
Thank
the
you for
decision
being
making
here.
in terms of fighting this one out, and Pleta deciding to go
During
in
nighttime
after
or
that
during the day.
root hit him, because at this moment in time you just aren't at your power level. The casters mentioned, yeah, Nidalee's level 6, that doesn't really matter as much besides the stats you're going to gain from it. But if you had level 6, if you had the Azir ultimate, fantastic play. Perhaps Pleta wasn't communicating with Yehu on his ultimate being up or down. We should have known, though, that that was not the call.
Yeah, on the other hand, I think the Faker played really well. Like, as soon as the Zyra actually burnt all the ability to the Nidalee there, and it's like Faker just immediately jumped to the Zyra head and just get first blood. And that actually connected to the next play as well, which is like, the Zyra can't just be staying in the jungle. He will be get, like, because they have a prio, Nidalee will invade and Tristan just jump it.
Is there more? Yeah, there's another game.
Jungle there.
So after this point in the
So
game,
if T1
did
wins
have
this next
a little
game,
bit of
then
happy
it's the end of
gaming.
the
We've seen
series
them
and
over
they
and over again.
win.
Wolf kind of run into the opponent's
today,
jungle, get
but,
blown up a little bit there, and
we'll see
DRX
what-
closed the game a little bit where
what
it
the
now
little
comes to
intermission
Baron,
is
and
looking
here's
like.
how this all played out.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, it's like it's T1 definitely kind of did a happy game, and like Guma, like, he got caught, and they actually opens up. They got the Baron. This is the reason why this is a 33-minute Baron. Like, it's supposed to T1 should be able to get the first Baron, but this is like how it should have been like all year, which is like they use the range, they use the Nidalee spear, and then
he didn't
Nard
know at
grouping
all.
on the
He
side
didn't
lane
know
because
they
like
were
they
there.
can't stop it. Like, look at just Nard just taking the bottom, just getting 1v1 bottom inhibitor. It's just so easy, but they were so forcing actually grouping all the time, and it actually just like opens up the mistake from the team.
I thought Teddy had a fantastic game. He was always threatening Guma and was massively ahead, as Ezreal normally is on experience over the Senna. So
It did,
he had
at
big
the
true
end
shot
there, it
barrages.
did
He
look
was looking
kind
for
of
some
easy
empowered W's, you know,
for
looking for a lot of different
T1, like it
potential
was
picks
supposed to
onto
be
the
their
Senna.
win.
But
whole
ultimately, in that
time.
last fight, he wasn't able to get it done alone because Yehu wasn't there. He was dealing with, or at least trying to deal with,
Like,
that
I
Nar
love
split
that
push
flash
you
from
mentioned.
Faker.
I feel like for parts
was
of this
so
game,
aggressive.
Zeus was a little bit calm on that. Could have been pushed
Thank you.
a little
You're
bit
so
harder.
real
Sometimes
for
he pushed
being
a
up
little bit
late
too
to stream
long.
this.
But in this
Thank you
moment, when
for
Baron was up
being
and they
here
had
and
full
watching with
control
me.
around the
Bestie.
pit, he pushed his advantage fully, and there just wasn't really anything that DRX could do, especially when you're dealing with those Nidalee spears. Even before that,
Wait,
Baron
Shoji in one
hitting Teddy,
night?
taking his TP away. Owner had such an impact on those late game fights.
Well,
Owner's
lots of
instincts
options
are
here
insane.
for the POG.
Tim, if you debuted on
So who will
LCK
it
and
be?
had to choose
Let's
one champion
find
to
out. I think
debut
I have a
with,
hunch.
who would it
Yeah,
be?
it'll
Jinx.
be Owner. And just in case you are have been not paying attention,
Jinx for
every
sure.
T1 win starts with an Owner POG and has ended with a Faker POG. So we're on that track so far.
Period.
Well, I mean, for me, it's 100% Owner, which is like, sure, he did like the
But yeah,
most damage
I
in the
would
game, but
make
no matter
it
what,
so that I
it
am
opens
known
up
for
every
stealing
single
Barons
fight
and
where
Dragons
he's
in pro
actually
play.
Wherever
The
he's
same way
actually
I do
staying.
in
His
solo
position
queue.
was really good.
Like,
Even though he was getting engaged first, he never
when
died.
I was playing
He just-
against
I mean, it's clearly
Ioki
Owner. He's never make a
in the
mistake. Like the
tournament
other,
for
the
NRG,
other probably
he
the
knew
players,
I
at
was going to
least
try
made a
and
small
steal
mistake at least
Barons
once.
and Dragons. Like, he was always prepped and ready for it. And I did steal.
He had the death cap,
I
and
did
once
steal
that
one.
hit, his spears did so much
And,
damage that if you get hit by it,
like,
that's
they
basically
just-
you lost your control
the
to
fact
fight
that
for neutral
even
around
he
any of those
knows
objectives. His early game was pretty
that would be the
decent.
goal.
Few votes for top, that was my other consideration. I was telling Hooney, like, Zeus is split pushing, I think had a
Tank
huge
Jinx
impact
would
on the
be
very
crazy.
end of the game, but Owner was
Manifest
more impactful
T1 Chim. Do y'all
Ah,
think
was
it would
too
be
late.
possible I get
He
signed
should
to
have done it all
T1?
year. I would have given him then.
Yeah,
That
no
would've
pick
been-
W's here this
that would be
time,
insane.
but you guys at home can do whatever you want. You know what DRX is going to do? They're going to make a change. Top side of the map.
Lori, thank you for
Frog
the
was
follow.
out. Now it's
Oh,
it's
they're back.
Rascal
They're
back
ready.
on in, as Rascal was subbed out earlier in the split, lost his spot.
Faker in the last minutes will go
It
aggro
doesn't
and
feel
aggro,
great
and
right
I
now,
love
and maybe
that.
Rascal
I
was
honestly
leveled up during his
love
time off,
seeing
but
him
you
that
consider
aggressive.
that both Rascal was subbed out because performance was suboptimal, and now Frog's performance is suboptimal, so he comes back in. Like, it doesn't feel like this is going to be a fix for DRX unless he's leveled
Morning,
up massively, but we
Mabu.
won't know until we get in game.
Yeah, I mean,
LCK is
especially
gonna
the
be too
opponent is
easy for your
Zeus,
not
right?
jungle
So it's
play.
obviously it's gonna be not. It's
Probably
not gonna be
true.
like insane, massive change, but still, like they need fresh air and they need more attention for top side. So they are trying something.
All right, well, will the substitute help DRX? Let's find out with game number 2.
Let's find out.
Thank you so much, Digon. Absolutely fantastic. Wow, isn't he such a great guy?
He is.
Wouldn't you just give up your seat in the cafeteria for him?
I have before and I will again.
Yeah, I will try to learn from you because I was mean to him about sitting in my seat at the cafeteria. I
That's
made a joke about
savage.
it, and then I felt bad afterwards.
You
Why
should.
would you
yeah,
do
and I
that?
feel like I should publicly announce that I did that and just say sorry to you, Digon. We
That's
love you.
crazy.
All right. Let's see what this change is going to bring us. Big congratulations to Owner for picking up the
Owner.
POG. I think a relatively obvious
I don't
one,
know
and
what
wins on Nidalee are
Sejuya
few and
is.
far between here in the LCK,
I'm
unless
trying
your
to
name
read these
is Canyon.
signs.
And Owner, of course, augmenting that 70% win rate even further up now. Will Rascal
I'm
be
too slow.
the answer, though? That is the big question, because we know
Atlas
he has
is
been
so
struggling
underrated,
for
one of my
over a
favorite
year. Well, it
casters.
feels like
Why do you
this
say
whole
that?
year, right? He has just not really found very many angles last year as well. I think that
Oh,
it's
just
been a real
reviewing it,
while since
Shoji?
he's been that solo kill god that he
What do you
used
mean
to
just
Problem is,
reviewing
if the
it?
question is, can you win lane against Zeus, then no.
Yeah, they
Rascal
gotta
is
keep
the
their
answer, but
hands
neither was
warm.
Frog.
Yeah.
Can you
Warm
lose
and
lane
ready to
less?
play.
Maybe. Who knows?
Choosing
Opted to go
red
for
side.
Red side again.
I wrote in that
Why
they were
would they
blue
pick
side.
red side
Ops.
being
Yeah.
Now
down
I
a
have to
game?
cross it out
I think
and
that's
write
kinda
in
crazy.
red side.
Okay, here
so
we
one of
go.
the issues we had last game that
We're
DRX really
invading
struggled
phase.
with was T1 just kind of target
What's
back
going on, Mo?
on the blue
How are
side, which
you?
they're gonna do again because
Thank you for the raid,
Why not?
love.
And
Yo, Van, thank you for the
DRX,
55
you know, they
stream
banned
street.
Kalista,
Not your ads. I'm dead.
they banned Ashe.
Gumyushi banned Senna.
Oh. Well, they opted to do
Oh,
that.
y'all
Yeah,
can't
Guma
see
didn't want to play
bans.
center
Hold on.
again.
Yeah, he was done.
But
I don't want to get 1v1 by the enemy AD carry. That's humiliating. I don't
But
want that.
I'm not sure what really DRX
I'll
can
just
do
go
to
in the
change their
middle.
first 3 bans. And, you know, we're still going to see a
Hello.
situation where T1 gets some power picks, but they've completely modified their draft, even though they're on the same side.
But welcome in, everybody. My name is
Normal
Reagan. We're
African
currently
by
co-streaming
DRX.
LCK.
So it's going to be a
We're watching
Tristana
T1
first pick.
versus DRX, which
I'm
is
assuming that this time DRX is
basically
going to go towards the core.
2022
That's what I'm assuming.
finals. Oh, look at the
But we'll see.
broccoli.
First, it is
Wow,
going to be
that's
the
so
Leona
good. Oh
and
my
the
gosh.
Zyra.
That's so cute.
So
That was
not opting
actually
in
so
for their
freaking
top
cute.
lane pick, and of course they did want to go for a Skana, and that one has been now banned away. Cassante locked away for Zeus, and take that one away from Rascal, who has really enjoyed going back to that pick. And Zeri
Are
is
we doing a
locked in.
salty run back?
So we're looking for a jungler and a support on the side of T1, and now final pick. There's that Corki, and I think that this is a much
Ooh,
better
we're getting a
choice into this Tristana.
Corki.
Even
I'm
if
honestly
I don't
not
think it's
surprised
good
at
enough.
that. Everybody says
Yeah,
that.
well, I think
Corki's
it's a better
super
lane.
OP.
You know, I mean, the Azir we saw trading pretty heavily, had some moments, but I
It
think
makes me chuckle when Figure
Corki with
doesn't use the
power
Ari
in
skin that
his,
is dedicated to him. So
scaling gun
iconic of
early on,
him.
trade pretty well in
Like,
Tristana. You have that better
he
damage
loves his
profile
base
already
skin.
for the side of DRX.
It's just a base skin
The
girly.
one thing is, though, that you haven't responded to AD carry up top, so we can
Thank
see
you,
T1 target
Yeti.
that. Top lane probably makes a lot of sense, though there may be some bot lane picks you want to ban
100%
out.
pick
Lulu
or
going to get
ban.
denied, so we don't
Yeah,
get the Zeri
I'm not
Lulu.
surprised.
Ezreal going again from Teddy. Obviously, did have a good game. I wouldn't be a big fan of Ezreal here, though. Just obviously, Zeri can be quite hard to connect onto. But
Yeah, I wonder what the answer is into the Zeri alongside this Leona.
Kai'Sa, I feel like, is a pretty good one.
He looks
although I'm
slightly
not sure how well it
concerned
fits with the composition,
with the way
but
that
I
he's
think it works
talking.
well with Leona.
Well,
We'll see.
Alistair going to be taken away. Nautilus is sort of coming to mind at this
Thank
point
you,
in
guys.
time.
Yeah, I'm
Paired with
a
Zeri,
bit
we have seen
tired,
it
but
work
I
out, and there
definitely
is that
wanted to watch
Kai'Sa
this
banned
game,
away
so.
by T1. So Teddy having to dig a little bit
Jinxing
deeper.
body before the ult
But Jinx
hit.
has been something he's played in the
is
past.
crazy, but I can't lie,
his
deserved.
fallback in many,
It's
many
deserved,
different
but
games.
also like
I
how
feel like the carry potential of the Jinx is a little bit higher, and he is going to lock that one in.
Yep.
Bit of a gambit here, but if they can start to get some of these resets,
know,
it could be very dangerous, and they're saving
this is why I
Rascal's
love
pick for
LCK,
counter.
baby.
Diana and Rakan
Diana.
locked in by T1. Okay.
Y'all, I don't think I've
Diana
ever
Rakan,
seen a
obviously.
Diana
Yeah,
in pro
so
play.
was I.
We all expected.
I mean, as soon as the Yasuo
like-
was locked in, it was a guarantee that we were going to get Diana Rakan, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry. I mean,
Malphite?
what? Rock! Rock!
Rock,
It's a rock!
You know what?
dude.
I love it. It's just-
Diana,
you know, I think it went a little bit rapid
Jinx,
fire there.
Malphite,
T1 clearly want to consolidate their
Zyra jungle,
dive and get on top of his
like-
backline, get on top of his Jinx. So they fully commit. We're going all dive.
Oh,
80
bestie,
carries
I
be diving in
watch
with us
LCK.
with this Diana Rakan combo. And then we've seen the Malphite and Cassante be a pretty good matchup, but also
I
you're
was
playing into
sleeping
double
while
80
LCS
carry.
was on. But
That's a lot of
we'll be
Malphite
watching
value.
LCS
And if they're
tomorrow
trying to dive
because
into your
LCS is on
Jinx,
Thursday and Friday this
you're just
week.
gonna hit them with a rock.
Yeah. And Rascal has been
Oh yeah, Diana versus
one
Leona.
of our
That's crazy.
rock enjoyers. G-Sun has put up
Yo,
on our screen
welcome,
here,
dear
Rock
Goo. How are you doing?
Yeah, what was his favorite film? Or was he more of a wrestling fan?
I think it was probably his early
Dude,
stuff,
are
because
these
Rascal's been around for a
professional
while.
artists
yeah,
in
I'm personally
in this
more of like the
freaking
mummy. You know, I like his early work.
studio?
yeah.
Like, why
Yeah.
can
Personally,
everybody
especially
draw?
with the expertly adopted
amazingly?
CGI, which
yeah.
hadn't been
And, like,
used
on
in
the
many
fly.
films other
Whoa.
than something like Mortal Kombat 2.
Is that
Yeah,
happening
stuff.
in
Then
real
we have this
life, or
jungle
is
era
that
where he did like 7 films
like-
where you couldn't
He was
tell
just in the jungle?
difference
Yeah.
between
graphics?
jungle.
Yeah, one of them
No.
was with Jack Black, and that was
You know,
pretty cool.
Okay,
I
I
heard he
think
got
that's
stranded in the
graphics.
jungle with a camera, and they just
That
used
looks
the
so
recording in all those
good.
films. to save
Yeah,
footage.
I think that's exactly what happened. It was very efficient, and Rascal
Oh my
really loves
gosh.
efficiency when it comes to the top lane. We haven't spoken about either
This
of these drafts that we
production,
just presented to
I'm
you, but we
just-
don't have to. We've got a game that's
I'm just
incoming, and the drafts
getting blown
will
away
speak
right now.
for themselves. And they're
Yes, I
absolutely
just got
beautiful. I
co-streaming
cannot wait to
privileges
see
for
what's gonna happen
LCK.
here.
I'm super
Hopefully
excited.
DRX are going to be able to
I
bring us
got
to a
you.
game
I'll
3.
drop it,
'Cause
fam.
It almost
I'ma
feels like
put it up
feels.
on
Yes, I
YouTube.
know there's a Zyra in it, but man, let's get amongst it and see
DRX
what
is
happens in
sponsored
game
by
number 2.
Porsche. They got fan chants.
All
Wow.
right. Fan
fans here in Law Park
I don't
in
know,
full
man.
voice. I think that there are still a few more
quite
on
blown
the
away.
T1 side of things. The DRX fans.
Welcome back,
still
Mo.
trying to get their work done as Teddy
Welcome to the stream. Hope you had a great stream. And
Honestly,
yeah,
I'm
we're just
actually kind
co-streaming
of
LCK
feeling
at
pretty
the
good about
moment.
DRX's
Who's Faker
competition.
playing? Tristana.
Because they are going to outrange T1.
Tristiana.
And I feel like although T1 have engaged tools, they'll be engaging into a Zyra,
Girl,
a Leona,
welcome to South Korea.
And
Every icon
you don't
there has
have
a
to deal
chant.
with
That is
Zeus playing a
so
sponge
iconic.
anymore. You know, he's playing the Cassante, which obviously needs to join team fights really to have the relevance. And you have a Malphite. I feel like just the Malphite alone is such a great selling point.
I would agree. I actually think that the Wombo value from DRX
Oh,
has
like
gone
actually
up, like,
using the
through
skin?
the roof.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you know, back in the day, you know, when gold players, you were
DX
playing with your friends,
DRX
you'd be like,
PR
let's do
team
Wombo
working
combo
in
combo,
double hours.
and it'd have your
No, like
Malphite, Leona.
Porsche is crazy.
Misfortune.
They don't quite have
That's
that, but they're
iconic.
definitely going for that vibe.
Oh yeah, it's feeling
Yes,
good.
this is best of 3.
As
So
others
if
now
T1 wins this one,
gonna
it's
start
just a
off
win.
The
Yo,
enemy
Mo,
Raptor camp. Zeus
thank
is
you so
moving
much
in
for the
as well. DRX are
subscription
just
and
gonna
welcome
push
to
them
the Mother
away
Redacted Turnip Squad. Thank
A
you for
little bit of
supporting
time
this
bought
stream.
by the DRX
And thank you for
players.
being here at
They're not going to be able to
2
hold the
a.m.
leash
in the
or anything
morning
like that. So
for
it's going to take them a little bit of
LCK.
extra
Like
time in this jungle, but
T.
no harm, no foul.
Our skins allowed
Yeah,
in
I think
public.
maybe
Yeah.
looking for an angle to challenge Sponge,
Like
but
Zeri
Rascal doing a good
Guma
job
is
of
using
covering there. You know,
the
if it was 2v1.
All right, there's a
The
Zenith played
skin.
in once again. Platter just going aggressive.
Jinx has
Yeah.
Star Guardian
It
on.
works so well.
I
You
think
proc
that's
the
high noon
passive
on Peta.
with an auto from Teddy. It just does a decent amount of damage, and then you're gonna have a backup again for when you hit level 2. So really,
How
good way to
iconic is it
utilize
that we're
Leona
getting
when
Jinx
typically a lot of
gameplay?
these engaged
I really
sports
want
are
to
level
watch
1s and
this
that
man
threatening.
and
Yeah.
be able to mimic
Working out
every
nicely
single
so
move.
far is once again,
Move. If we
Faker
could
is trading
literally
very
just watch bot
effectively
lane,
into Yahoo.
like I love
Gonna be able to
I
at
love
least
my
get
fakey
all of
wakey,
these
but if we
minions
could
just fine, though.
literally just watch
And you know, as you were
bot
talking
lane.
about last game a little bit, you know, we've seen a
Yeah,
challenge.
Faker never wears a skin.
Okay,
Nice
some flame jumpers
traps.
going down. Carrier taking a fair bit of damage there, but able to battle dance his way out. Let's have
Yeah.
the availability of that one at level 2.
As I was saying, we've seen it challenges, but also even the LCK, like, you know, we've seen the Corki do really well into the
Yeah.
Tristana. We've seen the Tristana do well. I feel like it is going to be one of these matchups where, depending on how the players pilot
Watching
it,
his
can go in either
CS.
direction.
I actually had Pop
Is
Smithy come
quite
into my
divine.
chat when I was doing Challenger on Monday, and he was like, yeah, Corki pretty good
CSing so
in this
well.
matchup. I think there's a decent consensus that he does win, but we've just seen Tristana have so much value that doesn't really equate to
I feel like
what's
Teddy can really
stronger in
dominate
lane,
with this
right?
pick.
It's more about
I
what
feel like he
happens
can
afterwards
too.
and how it's
Jinx is
utilized
in a
and how
really
safe
good
it
spot
is.
right now.
Yeah.
So pretty interesting, as Owner is going to be able to take down his red buff. It's almost been a year since the Diana has been played in the jungle. It was Canyon losing to Umpty in
I remember
one
the time
of the
Faker
most
was upset
famous
because he had a
losses.
skin on that he didn't
of all
choose. The
time.
technician
Good
or
stuff.
something
Wow.
chose
I
it.
feel like we're
Are you
harkening
serious?
back
He
to
was
that
upset.
time that Bro did winning when we weren't expecting it. Like
He was
a lot of times
mad.
this year, which is kind of cool.
I
Is
need to
Sponge
see
gonna
this.
move on
I
in,
actually
find
wanna
himself
see
a
that.
plan for a bit
Now
of
that's a
extra
gap.
damage onto Faker. Yeah,
He was
gorgeous.
sassy about it.
Just walk mid.
How he
Hit him
didn't notice
once,
he had a skin
job done.
selected.
Yeah.
No, but he did get a mana flow band, I believe. I think I saw on his buffs there he got procced. So
Yeah, I think so. I think
maybe
so.
that was a
Yeah,
takeaway.
Diana
Obviously, as a
jungle
jungler, not
for
really something you're
T1.
able to proc
Which
that
I'm
often.
also very
So, yeah, you really
excited
do
to
need
see
make
because
as
I
much
want to
use of
learn
any
how to play
opportunity you
Diana
get,
jungle
as
better.
Another Zenith Blade comes
What a
in.
nice
Flame Chop is
trap.
down
Oh my
instantly there
gosh.
as Flutter and Teddy's coordination
Teddy
looking
is
pretty
kind
good
of
here.
eating.
Yeah, really nice to see because I feel like, you know, this was the old school counter
And
to
the
Rakan
fact that
was
he's
Leona.
using Star Guardian
Sometimes we haven't
Jinx,
seen it be as
like,
punishing, but when
he
you play it
knows
like
tech.
this, when you
Star
try to lay
Guardian
the
Jinx
lockdown
is
as quickly as
definitely
possible,
the
it really can be. And
best.
Korea being down
Ooh,
flash,
he
a bit
missed
of a hit.
2 minions
Yeah,
there.
and Teddy being down a
Ooh,
cannon
3
also a bit of a hit.
minions.
As we're
Um,
checking out the top lane matchup as,
Ooh,
yeah, Rascal
nice
has to
flash.
flash. Can we take the stats
that
down
was the
now? 'Cause
weird
they
Star
don't
Guardian
look
Jinx
great,
is definitely the
Just show
best
it. Yeah.
Jinx skin to
Just
play on.
jinxed by our
Just
Graphics team.
every animation is top tier.
He's got a cannon.
Yeah,
And it feels
Rascal
so
is able to get a
crisp.
cannon.
Your
You're exactly
gameplay
right.
is
Throwing
just
some
on
wagon
10
wheels
when you're
around and
playing
things like
that.
And it was a flash
skin.
traded, so
Who's in the lead?
I guess it was
well,
traded,
this
so I
game
guess
just
that's fine.
started, but
It's
T1
okay.
already
It
has
looked
one
bad
win
because
in
we
this
came in
series,
at like the
and it's
weirdest
a best
time.
of 3. So
yeah.
if T1 wins this
Rascal would
game,
just say
then the
calculated.
series over.
Rock
No,
solid.
he would just say rock
Yeah.
or yep. Or yep rock. Any combination of those. As Faker is diving in, trying to get on top of Yahoo here. Fast bomb connection, and that means that a lot of damage does go back from this Corki.
I know that's a
Excellent.
skin like every Corki uses in Pro, but it just looks looks so goofy when he Valks away and instantly turns around to auto, and you just see the
I
little
wonder why
fins
Corky
flailing
mains
about.
use this
Yep.
skin.
But
Is
have
it
you seen
just
the
better?
rockets? Yeah, me
Is
neither.
it a better
Yeah,
skin?
if anyone's wondering why it's always skin, small rockets. Because there's so many great Corky
Well,
skins.
I know.
Thank
and
you for answering the
players
question
that
for me.
just pick Corky because they like it,
It's like they
you
can
know
hear
they're
me.
making an in-game sacrifice
Yeah.
in order to do that. Or they're Faker and he's just playing the base
Yeah, it's
skin
an
Corky,
ugly skin,
which
but
is
small
not
rockets.
as interesting,
Sure.
in my personal opinion. There are a lot of champions whose
That
base
definitely
skins look
sounds
great.
like
Corky is not one of
a
them.
pick.
And he's got so many great options. What about Toboggan Corky? You know?
Iconic.
Where is my Toboggan Corky?
If Keelan lets DRX
I
take a
want to
game off
celebrate the
them,
Winter Olympics.
they're
Okay,
finishing fourth
Gamuji
in
and Carrier
playoffs.
back
It's
here in this
iconic.
lane. Teddy and Bled are doing a decent job, but still behind a little bit
Wait,
in the farm.
DRX plays
Owner
fourth?
lying in wait. Wanted to find an angle here.
This is the second
once
game.
again, Sponge just putting plants in the lane. And Owner comes down, does manage to land that Q, but Yahoo coming on over. Level 5 once again as Owner is going to find the dash on the E. And first blood, it happens exactly the same way, but this time Yahoo's there to answer. Still, Flash does have to be used here
Dang,
by
I know
Yahoo
Faker
to get him out of the
mad. He
way
just wanna
of
kill,
Faker,
bro.
who will get that rapid fire going, trying to lock down the Corky, but unable to actually finish that one off. So control for T1, first blood for
2.3
T1.
mil is
Still their advantage, but
crazy,
more back
Shoji.
here this time for DRX than in game 1.
The skin
Yeah, Sponge is
reported
like, I
that the
just wanna proc my
tester for the
runes,
match
man.
left for
And
Faker
Owner
was
jumps
Battle Bunny
in,
Riven. But that's
punishes
a
him for
banger
it.
skin.
Yeah, so ended up having the Q down. And a lot of damage is done to Owner on the back of the root. Means the Phosphorus Bomb does connect.
see,
but
holy.
I think Owner just survives a lot longer than they expect. The heal there from
When
Triumph.
T1
Unfortunately,
wins,
yeah, who
just
takes him out
split. I don't
before
wanna
he
hear
gets any of the
nothing.
honey food. And then flashes the slow from Faker
Yeah.
to ensure he gets out. So well played from Yahoo to kind of redeem that play.
Yeah, very important stuff. You can see Sponge.
I wonder if
notices
Riot
the
was
fact that
like,
Owner is
hey,
here on these grubs.
play this skin, bro.
He's
We
gonna be able
made
to
it
do too
for
much
you.
about
You
it
gotta
here as
play
the red
this
buff is going to
skin.
be taken. Teddy actually
Uh,
cleansing the slow from the extendo.
If Faker
yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
plays
Not
Ari
sure how
in
much
Worlds
you
and he
really needed
doesn't
to do
use
that.
the skin,
You may have saved
I
yourself
think-
from like half a Zeri
I think
Q,
Riot would be
perhaps,
mad.
if that.
Well, DRX about to get infinitely more grubs than they got in game 1.
Period.
There we
go.
go. Beautiful. Rascal is a rock. Zeus is not as much of a rock. And that's the top lane. There you go.
I would
Teddy
say
couldn't cleanse that one,
K'Sante is
sadly.
built a bit like The Rock, though.
Yeah, I would say so as well. It's okay. Teddy's dead.
Yeah, y'all are toxic.
Cleanse wouldn't have been that useful, to be fair.
You know,
in
maybe
that
could
moment.
have cleanse flash
Y'all are
the,
toxic.
the carrier engage.
Maybe.
That's kind of the purpose you're taking cleanse in a situation to the Rakan. is you can
There
cleanse
was
flash
no
when he
reason they
ults.
needed to do all that.
Would that have saved him? Probably not.
No. And
There
so he's
was
dead, and that is
no
a few
reason.
plates going
Why are
over
we
to
awake?
Gumishi as
We are
well. So the
co-streaming
Zeri
LCK.
situation is
We are
getting
now co-streamers for
real worrisome. You can see
LCK.
20 CS
Also, good
advantage as
morning.
well.
That was a huge wave lost there. Yeah, bit of a rough one. And once again, T1 holding a pretty solid gold lead. 1.5k 8 minutes is
Not tippers.
Yeah.
nothing to complain about.
DRX going to once again look for the first dragon. Should be able to get in here and collect that one. As Owner is somewhat in the area.
Yeah, I
doesn't
was
have
at
splash
Walmart
available. Teddy
today,
here pushing out this bottom lane.
Because,
And
okay,
bottom lane
hear me
on
out.
a reset
I want to
as
get a
well on
hamburger
T1's
cake
side.
for my
So that
birthday
does
next
mean
week.
that it's likely that
Because
DRX
when I
is
was
going to be able to
younger,
pick
I
this
got
one
a
up without too
hamburger
much
cake.
contest. That is
And
precisely
I
the
wanna
case. We're gonna check
have
out this replay one
nostalgia.
more time. Carrier
But
just kills Teddy, I think. Is,
I was in
pretty
the
much the way that we can,
self-checkout line
talk about it.
with my roomies,
Yeah, I mean,
and I
you
was
could have
wearing my
avoided the knock-up from
T1
Carrier.
my T1
But
jacket, and
Carrier
someone
was
came
still
up to me and
so
was like,
healthy when he
"Hey,
left the tower, and
I
they
like
had
your
so much damage.
jacket.
I think you just
You
dead
a
anyway.
T1
At least
fan?"
Teddy saved his splash.
I was like, "Yeah."
Whoa, that's
And he
an
was
ulti.
like, "Me too."
As all out is
He's
going
like,
to be
"Who's your
used here.
favorite?"
Zeus takes
He
two
was like,
turret
"You
shots
already
in the
know,"
end.
and I was like, "Hey,
But,
Faker."
yeah, he is an
He was like,
unstoppable force.
"No, Guma."
Is this rock?
I was like,
And Rascal, if we have a look, you know, doing fine when it comes to... Super Mega Death Rocket is spotted by absolutely everyone before it is
Ooh,
avoided
he
by
knew.
Zeus.
He freaking knew.
Nicely done there.
I'm
Yeah, that's the
always
thing, firing it
hyped
by
for the
mid.
snipes.
You know,
And I was
there's
like,
this little thing called voice comms. and
There was
T1 are
no
definitely
way
gonna
I
be
was gonna
shouting.
guess
Yeah,
you were
it's
gonna
like,
say
watch out, watch out.
Guma.
Yeah. Does mean that he can't get very
I
much
definitely
of his
thought you were
shopping
gonna say
done
Faker,
before he
'cause
does
everybody-
complete the back, though, so that could be
Everybody
pointless.
was.
Okay, Sponge
You mean
moving
like
on
a
up,
cake
Owner.
made of hamburgers?
Missed
No,
the
a
cue.
cake in the shape of a
And
hamburger.
Plans coming
I didn't
up
show you
here.
what it looked like.
Teleports getting unleashed in the middle of a bit of a face-off.
Hi,
Yeah,
Bang.
and, you know,
Thanks
they
for
look
coming
like
over
a-
to the Twitch
they could
stream.
potentially challenge Owner there.
I thought
but
he'd answer
Rascal
Faker as
doesn't
well.
have it,
Yeah,
so I
he
think
said
the
he's an
save will
ADC
back away.
main,
Yep.
and we kind of play the same champions.
Carrier looking a little bit
But,
silly there as Faker
Getting taken down to 30 still.
Like, there was no
There's
way
the
I would
solar
have known.
flare.
He's
It
an
does
ADC
connect
main.
very nicely. Great layering of
It
CC
was
here.
nice
Yahoo
talking
just
to him.
really wanting to get the damage down onto Owner.
Hamburger.
Bit of Q value, but the health bars are so low on T1 side. Some free time with the turret should ensue from this one.
This
And
is
DRX,
what my cake looked like
it
when I
feels
was
like a step
younger.
up here in game number 2. That's what I'm feeling right now.
Yo,
As
Fred,
Sponge
thank
can
you so
smell
much for
blood
the
in the
Twitch
water.
Prime. Hope you're having a good
Gets the
day-to-day,
plant
love.
over.
Filled with
Grasping
nothing
roots
but
come down.
sunshine and
There is Zayas
rainbows.
on that flank angle. He is at full health, just wanting to find someone
This is what it
to
looked
hit with
like.
his
I
abilities.
had a
but
hamburger cake like
it's Yahoo.
this
Oh,
when
dear.
I was
Bit of Owen
younger,
Wilson.
and I want
As he
another
gets a
one this
control ward
year.
down. Gumushi doesn't find the extendo beam. He gets over the wall.
But
Carrion not
Walmart
able
didn't
to lock him
have
up
it.
just yet. There's a blast cone there. Valdez, there's a blast cone there, and it is going to be denied.
Ooh,
Beautifully done, T1.
Carrion.
Locked down the kill onto the enemy
What a
mid laner.
freaking
That
play,
one
my boy.
was for Brendan Valdez.
That
but
was.
Save it.
As
Dude,
Carrier
it's
just
like they
barely
always know
sidestepping that
he's
one. That
looking
was
for
pretty
a
cute. As
snipe.
Faker has just pushed Teddy around and slams him into the wall. We'll be able to take the solo kill there. A little bit of an overextension from the Jinx.
And
Oh dear, Teddy not having as good a game here in game number 2 as it was in game
yeah,
number 1.
Guma
And
is
it feels like
definitely the
just
best
as DRX get a bit of an
PC.
edge. You see that
Yeah.
2v3 mid lane.
Let's
Oh,
draw attention to the
I-
cost, shall we?
My mommy got it
I
for
didn't
me
mean to
when I
be
was
punished.
little
T1 just
from
slammed
Walmart.
down.
And so I went
That
to
GP
Walmart. That's why I
there
went
is
to
really well
Walmart,
read.
was to
Rascal
check
didn't
the
TP in
cake
return
book to
because
see
he
if they
didn't
still
expect
had it. It
And
turns
ends
out
up panning out really
they have
badly.
a
Also, Guma
taco
having the
cake.
prio
I'll show y'all.
moving up here
Turns out they have
to
a taco
capitalize on
cake.
this. Yeah, who just had nowhere to
They
go.
do not
And
have
honestly, I think he
a
played this as perfectly as you can.
hamburger
There was just
cake.
nothing
So
more he
this is
could
a
do in
taco
this
cake.
flash from Carrier.
This is what they
Yeah.
have.
Really sharp.
And so I
think
was like,
the,
I could
flash
get
order
that,
there
but
really
they also have
guaranteeing
like
that they're
the
able to lock that one
steak,
down. So
the
nicely
steak
done.
cake, and y'all know I
Eric's
like
in a bit of a
steak.
fight for
Oh, this
vision
one's
here towards
the
this
sausage and
side.
hamburgers.
Do have some grubs
And
up and
then
available.
here's the steak
They're
one.
fighting for. Yep, already. Owner getting to work there. Going to be able to take a
So
lead.
I could do that, or
Sponge probably not going to
six
I can
this
get
time.
Yeah,
an
not
actual
6.
custom
Probably
cake,
5 is what I'm
which
seeing right
I
now.
wouldn't mind getting, but I
all
don't
right,
know
there's
any
the engage
good
from Pleta. Finds another solar flare, and the layering of
custom
CC is
cakes. I
gorgeous.
really want a
Faker
hamburger
just couldn't
cake,
do anything
y'all.
the
I
whole time.
really do. Like, that would make me
now
so
Rascal's a
happy.
rock. He's flashing, he's
Yeah,
dashing,
you can,
he's getting
Jet.
out of there. He
Zaddy
must have
Faker,
ulted
that's
in to
him.
try and deny something. Wasn't able to get a grub, and is now going home with a lack of cooldowns.
Did he blast cone in or something? Because he ulted out and then flashed. So
Huh.
I don't know. We need to see a replay. We can speculate all we want, but I kind of need to know how that went down. Regardless, Rascal does survive, but he burns everything.
Yep, and now burns the teleport, so he's made sure
Yeah,
that
you
he's
should be
getting
able
as
to
much
go
value,
full screen.
like maximum cooldown value right now, as it is all ticking back up again.
And now he's burning the minions with the Sunfire Cape.
Gorgeous.
So,
For the
yeah, I mean, this was really nice layering of
Animal
CC.
Squad
Just on
extra?
obviously normally feels safe. Carrier blocked the zap.
Dang, dude.
It all comes together.
I think
And
like,
CC was crazy.
I just saw on the minimaps there. So
The CC there was
timing
insane.
of that one by Pleta as well. Gets the
Legends
control ward in,
say
X
Faker
flashes
still
into the
can't
brush,
move.
and then
Thank
make
you so
sure
much
that
for the
T1
follow.
just
How you
had
doing?
No time to react to the Zenith Blade going forward.
And you know,
Beautifully orchestrated.
I feel like the priority on Leona from DRX has been maybe a bit higher than I expected.
If
but
you tilt
Pleta
your
has been playing
screen, that
it really well. A
could
lot of
be
the
able
picks in
to
the
work,
first game
Jet.
and these plays here have come on the back of his proficiency on this champion. So
Oh, the Animal
hoping to get
Squad
some more
one is
value
the Battle Bunny
of that
one,
as
so
this
yeah,
game goes on.
we're on the same
Yeah.
page.
He's considering a bit of a back angle
It's
right
the
now.
Admiral
Blue buff collected by Sponge. Pretty
skin, I'm
calmly.
guessing.
Plate's going to fall down in 5 seconds time. I think slightly less damage done to the structures of DRX in this game than in game number 1, where, you know, T1 were kind of demolishing everything. Something that I am worried about,
They
though.
got 5 Void Grubs. Well, last time they had...
Yeah, there's the value.
Oh, equal plate gold. And the same plates from the same place.
There you go. And also, it's equal dragons. Oh man, that was almost not, but couldn't make a death rocket, not quite going to get there. As Yahoo doesn't have now his Trinity Force completed. So first items coming in for basically everyone. I think some very important ones, of course, you know, Sponge getting to Leandri's. 2 items is probably what you really want, when Rylays really allows the synergy to come on through. But Trinity
Let's
Force,
go ahead and
a
get
big
this
one
tower,
for the
baby.
Corki. We'll see whether DRX can utilize that as Pleta. Once again, just getting zapped.
We saw the goal
Okay,
leave the bottom.
so James
Overall,
went
doing as bad as last
Kraken
game,
first
but
item.
in the AD carry roll,
Interesting.
Yeah.
it's pretty
Instead
rough.
of going
Most of the
IE
goal
first
lead is
item.
between the Zeri and the Jinx. And
People were swearing
Zeri
up
winning?
and down
Is Zeri
it's
done so
IE
far this
first, but
I think a decent
if
amount.
a
Yeah.
LCK
Almost
ADC
winning all
playing
of them.
Jinx
All of
goes
them.
Kraken first,
Yeah.
I am.
It's kind of the Zeri thing. Is Faker
I
going to
am
rock jump?
required to believe
Fleta
that
looking
it
to
is
come on in here now that
optimal.
that one is on cooldown. Solar Flare avoided
I mean,
completely.
if
And
she
I
landed
don't think that
that,
was ever going to hit. You know, Pleta's had some good
Was-
play so far this series,
Guma
so we'll give
even
him a
dead?
pass on
Or
that one. As
Faker
it's
even
now
dead?
Sponge's turn. Flashes, misses. Can't really miss that one, but Faker's just going to press W and say,
and
all right.
that's why he's my baby daddy.
Yeah, not the best overall from DRX. Try to overforce that one.
And that's why.
And this is why people like
Chris, thank you
Nautilus
so
and
much for the
Vi.
follow.
Can't miss with those champions.
Now Sponge.
Leona and Zyra.
The
definitely an
flash
opportunity to not
engage
connect to
into
your
the
skills,
root,
and that's what ends up happening.
into the ulti,
And now,
knowing
yeah,
full and well
The
that
revenge
Tristana
of
at
Faker
W
is
was
coming in
crazy.
here as now Carrier finds the quickness onto
Okay,
multiple
nice.
members. It's a great Valkyrie, but I don't know
Okay,
whether
nice.
even with the flash, that's going to get Yahoo out of here as cut down
Yeah.
where he stands.
And that's what
Zeus
you
will
get
take
for
a bit of
flashing on
damage
my
back
baby
in the
daddy.
interim, but oh dear,
It
DRX.
really is.
There have been some good moments, but then there's been some catastrophes.
That's
and
embarrassing.
that
I
was
quit
one of them.
FF and all
Yeah,
chat.
feels like they just overcommitted bot.
Spook,
try and
thank
get
you so
the
much
kill
for
on
the
a
Twitch
Faker,
Prime and welcome
paid
to
for
the
so
Mother Redacted
heavily.
Turnip Squad. Hope
The
you're having a
global
beautiful
taunt
day
of
today,
Faker
love.
has been around since 2013, at least. And by
Thank
at
you for
least, I mean like
supporting this
he
stream.
started playing in 2013. It's
For
been
Jinx, is
around
it better
forever.
for attack speed or crit?
And it is continuing to be a thing. And this is the
both.
punishment that comes off the back of it.
I definitely prioritize attack speed as a
Yeah, I mean,
second
Carrier did a great
item.
job of setting it up, but especially since Faker gets the reset.
That's why I like going IE
nothing you can do
into
there, and they don't even have tools like the
Hurricane.
ultimate from Sponge to really counteract, so just
Dude,
ends
I
up
kinda wanna play
backfiring
League
pretty
now.
heavily. Now,
Should I play one game
trying
before
to
we
apply
sleep?
pressure to this top tier 1, but again, Carrier moving over to try and combat this.
I still gotta
We'll be able to
stream
get full
today,
information as to the members
like
in
at
the
normal
area.
time.
Faker has the opportunity to either back away or set up for yet another response. He's been very, very good at absorbing pressure so far this game. Sponge. He gets zapped. It's now Owner. On the
Yeah, no,
prowl,
Jinx is
fine
number
angle.
1
And
for
Zyra, of course,
ADC
in
and
melee
rank
range
right
for
now.
Diana is
Just
gonna be
say,
having
so
a
you're
horrible
absolutely
time.
correct.
Lichbane now completed. Good sidestep of the zap as Yahoo does not
We'll see how
wanna
we
go
feel
anywhere
after this
near
game.
this T1 bottom lane.
And it feels like T1 are really setting the pace of this
A
game.
lot
Just
of
moving about,
conditions.
applying pressure, and kind of similar to game 1 where they just took structures. all
Is
over the place.
Zeri meta?
Now looking to go for
He's
this
going
mid-tier
a
two,
lot of
uses Zeus
attack
as priority
speed.
bot,
He
moves
went
over.
Static Shiv into
What can DRX do?
Navori.
Well, I don't know. We'll see whether Pleta has an answer. I think defending
I
the
think
inner
it's
turret was a
Navori quick
possibility.
links, right?
That is just going to go down with that one charge from Shelly. So she gets a headache, but going to be worth it here for the extra
She's
money in
not?
the bank.
Or she
And
is.
Zeus, we thought that he was going to have a bit more trouble split pushing. It's not looking like it too much, although he doesn't do a lot of damage to the turrets. Only 5 grubs as well. Only 5.
Only 5.
Only 5. Doesn't have very much of that
Existing.
extra damage, you know what I'm saying? He does, and he's still
vibe.
probably going to be a threat in these side lanes. Okay.
The vibe, if you
Let's
will.
see whether it's going to be stolen. It isn't. Ono was just waiting for that rotation back, being very patient here in the enemy jungle. As Pleta is going to blast cone his way in, and yeah, they're not going to walk that way, Ono, because Faker showed himself in the top lane. And that's who DRX have decided they're going to kill this game.
They want
Yeah,
Faker.
not sure you're going to get any better results than last time with how he's positioning.
Yeah.
But Dragon spawning at 35
It's
is an Ocean
giving
Soul.
beauty
You know, there is
plunder
a decent amount of
before
bulky members who
water.
get some value from it, but definitely not the highest priority Dragon as far as things go. And yeah, Owner, once again, building up a significant lead. And really, that's where the goal lead's been coming from jungle, but also 80 carries is where the big advantages are. Faker actually fallen a bit behind in terms of farm, but you know, he has those 3 kills under his belt, so I don't think he's too bothered at all. Now DRX heavily committed for this topside turret. They will zone carry away, and they should be able to get this and an objective bounty, but they are sacrificing
I don't
Dragon
think they're
forward.
gonna
Yeah, if you're going to be thinking about being mean, that was a
be able
zoning
to
miss
stop
abilities
'em.
from Sponge. As the Drake going to be started here by
I
Ono.
guess they're
That's the
just there
beauty
to
of
catch
Zyra,
it.
right? You
I
miss
know.
your abilities, but you
And
spawn
then
plants
Diana
making
can
the job
just
for you.
solo take
Exactly, that's
Drake
why I played
because
the
everybody else is
spells it
preoccupied.
out.
They sent
And it
3
is
top. Jungle
as
is
beautiful
top
as you
with
say.
Dragon on the board.
Alright, Corki waiting in the
Everybody and their
wings.
grandmama
She's
knows
spotted
that
on Vision
T1
here
loves
as
an
well, so they know
objective.
kind of what's coming towards his
So
boat
I don't know
side,
why Zyra is
but they're gonna
top
get
right
too much out of
here.
it. Back to come through as now Faker. I mean, if at first you don't succeed, try to kill
Ocean
Faker again.
Soul
I think is
too.
how it goes. As Teddy's moving on down towards Sponge. Pleta coming on in once
Ooh.
again. Alright, just wants to walk up to Faker. Does get Buster shotted, and that was beautifully played.
That was so close, so the Zenith Blade nearly connected. And if it did,
He just follows him the whole way.
Yeah.
But T1 are now just sieging here towards his
Yeah.
bottom side. There's
Or
the grand
bot,
entrance
while
on
they
top of
have
the rock.
3
who's
top,
pretty
like,
tanky, but not quite tanky enough. Moonfall
not
coming on
really
in there from
concerned.
Ona. And Rascal, he will be able to
With
soak
the
up
likes
all
of
of this
the
damage,
Zyra,
but
the Leona,
the
and the
inhibitor is
Jinx
still
top.
going to go down. The job is
Okay,
being
we are
done
getting a
here by
flank
T1, and DRX have not
here.
been able to answer now. All of Rascal's health is back. He's teleported in, but where's everyone else? What are they going to be able to do? Can they actually hold on to
Faker's
this one is the
TP.
question. As in goes the Kasante, and it's a double kill for Gumayushi. The Rock has done nothing. He hasn't been able to get in there and affect anything because T1, they just turn on the squishy members. They take him down. It's a triple for Guma. And maybe the game's just over here.
Yeah, they have a minion wave. Rascal doesn't have ult. He didn't have it when he tried to flank.
Yeah.
And now Teddy's
He
trying to
didn't
defend.
have ult when he
The
tried
human
to
Nexus,
flank right
I'm not
there.
sure he can do it.
They might be able to kill the real Nexus, though, even if they can't kill Teddy. And this game was kind of a game until it was just done. Nexus goes down 21 minutes here for T1 as they'll finish off DRX here in this series.
And it feels
Not
like game
he's
one,
sipping
DRX
his
made a decent amount of headway, going back to the goal
tea.
lead, extending the game, making it difficult.
He
Game
said,
2, T1
light
were done.
work.
They
Yeah.
had no time to mess around, and they
Light.
decimated DRX, reminding everyone why they're one of our top teams in the LCK. I think DRX, you know, there's some takeaways from game 1. Game 2 was just rough. Really a pretty harsh defeat, but I feel like that's kind of what we expected from the matchup
GG.
between these two teams.
I like how Faker
agree.
always goes to the middle.
I think
I don't
that
know if that's them going
DRX came in
into,
with
you
us
know,
thinking
like
that maybe
order,
there's been
like
some improvements
ADC.
made, but I think maybe that
mid,
strength of
jungle,
schedule
top.
argument has gotten a little bit healthier.
Oh, how
And
adorable.
T1 definitely still to be considered an absolute
Wow.
force here in the LCK.
This crowd
despite
really
not
is
being able
artists.
to take a win off GENG. No one's been able to take a win off GENG except for KT in that
The
one game
light
where they
pat
abused
on
Senate
him,
almost
like,
before
yeah,
we
good job, bro.
lose
We knew
to
we was
Broken.
gonna win.
So, I don't know. I think that T1 are looking pretty good, especially as we have a pretty cool
Oh my gosh, her eye makeup was so
telecom
cute.
war coming up on the weekend,
Oh,
as we're going to see them not
what?
play at Lord
Good
Park.
move.
Going to be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be sick. I do think on the back of this
Do
game,
they just go to
this
each and every
series,
person?
It's looking rougher and rougher for KT in that matchup.
Oh, he said,
yeah.
oh
No,
my
but, like,
gosh, look at this
Imagine if
backpack.
KT lose to Bro and then we have a telecom war.
Oh my gosh, why
feel
is he
like
the cutest in the
the
world?
lower the expectations get,
Why
the
is he
higher
literally the
chance for an
cutest in the
upset.
world in the whole entire
Right,
world?
it's like winding up.
Yeah, it's
And
like
you have to go backwards
He is
to be
quite
able to,
literally
like,
the most
You
adorable.
remember those cars where you like pull them back
Oh,
and then they go,
yeah, yeah.
"Meow."
Are you
That's how
kidding
it's
still
me?
pulling back
Carrie is
on,
so baby
on
girl.
KT,
He
hoping that
really is.
they find some sort of burst of acceleration.
Did he
in the
also,
other
the
direction.
okay, but the fact that he had
fans feel, like,
everything
just in
prepped
a
and ready to
console
go, and he had his
just-
backpack, and he's
Yeah.
just like,
cycle.
okay,
Yeah.
we won, easy, bye.
Well, yeah, this game was a lot more
Like-
rapid fire. T1
Oh my
just
gosh.
really using
What a
that pressure
slay.
well. I think countless times managed to put Teddy behind. Obviously, he was more of a problem in the first game.
Carrier, my cinnamon
but it really felt
apple,
like
would
Carrier,
go
I think,
to
had a big
war for
impact
him.
in this
Cinnamon
one.
apple is
Really making his
so
presence
cute,
known.
Cass.
Really finding
Nora, thank you for
angles to
sharing
set
the
up
live.
gang, set up plays.
Carrier said,
And there
okay, bye
wasn't a-
guys.
Yeah,
He
there was a
really
moderate
did.
amount of action, but it really felt like there wasn't that
Is it
much
over now?
team
The
fighting
T1
until the
series
end,
is
and then it was
over.
one fight and done.
I want to see
Yeah, and
how
a lot of it
long
kind of
the
felt like just
intermission is
math, right?
before.
Like T1 just had more
GENG.
people ready to fight DRX, and they did everything on their
it's
terms. They told DRX this is
2
what's
a.m.
going to
right
happen,
now.
and DRX didn't have any of the answers. And this teleport comes in,
He doesn't have ult.
and yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not sure. He's like, I'm going to walk at them and cue them. And that's what he does. And then he's like, okay, my job's done. It's up to you guys.
Oh, Carrier and Zayas together here in this moment, just gorgeous.
Yeah. It was a very...
People were telling
I think
me
DRX definitely felt
it's
desperate in this
long
moment with the way this play,
intermissions.
but T1, no hesitation when it comes to punishing.
So I don't know if that's
And yeah,
T.
I mean, it's funny though, because I was talking about thinking like, what's the fastest game of the split? I'm like, we really rapid fired through them.
We had
last-
quite a few of them.
Yeah, so I don't think this has topped them.
Yeah, the fastest game of all time was 16 minutes and 54 seconds, but our
That's rather
fastest
fast.
one for this season was
16 minutes is
24
crazy. Losing
24:07.
16 minutes is
And so
crazy.
now, oh wait, so now this was the fastest game of the season.
Dang, Teddy
by-
didn't do
by
no
3
damage.
minutes.
So even
Maybe
more
we
record,
don't follow
we had,
Teddy's
Well, we didn't
build.
have time for a graphic to come up because the game
I don't
went
think
from
that Teddy
it's a
was the
game
problem though.
and,
They
turned
were
into
for
it's
manning
done,
him.
extraordinarily
diving
quickly.
him.
So there you go. Congratulations, T1, fastest game of the season. Yet another record broken. We're really
Wow.
doing them in order, right? Because it was like
Fastest
record
game
broken, record broken,
of
record
the
broken,
season.
and now
once again. So 4 times
Since
in
the
a
second
row.
game was quick, it's probably
it was
going to
game
be
2
over a half an hour.
Last week, Sunday,
Low-key,
like
you got
first
time
match,
for a
game
game of
2,
League,
and then
though?
games
I
1
normally
and
wake
2,
up
we
at 6
had the
a.m.
record,
EST
broke the
and watch
record, and then had.
series.
I can't wait for the 19-minute game coming up next.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe
just
like
keep
30
going
minutes.
faster.
What are the
Like
teams?
a 3-minute game?
No, surely it couldn't happen. It's
Who are they
GENG
interviewing?
versus Humble Life Esports. Perhaps it could. We'll just have to see. But first, we've got to break down this series. So let's throw it back to the space, and they can get to that.
Thank you very much, gents. Great minds think alike. Fastest game of the
Who is
split.
that
And
baddie?
we said that a lot last Sunday, the last time we were on air, because it happened 3 times. And yet again, the next
I fell
series,
asleep.
another speedy one here. Degon alongside Hooney and Wolf in the space to break down that last match.
Quick one. DRX definitely trying to proactively make some plays in mid lane, then bottom lane, backfiring in a big way. T1 already having a 2,000, 2,500 gold lead. DRX try to bring it back. They fail, and the game essentially ends there. You know, it's not a bad game plan, especially when you have a draft
They
like this that
interviewed
allows
the
you to
winning
dive.
player of the game.
But I gotta say, Rascal
every
coming in
match.
on this
Like
Malphite,
the
got a
Korean
good win rate
team
into
or
Cassante.
the
He's
American
almost solo
team?
killed in lane. It's Zeus, I understand, but I
Cass,
don't think
thank you
I've
for the follow.
in my time in the LCK, it's
So
a rare
that's
pick
the
to
end of the
Malphite, but I
T1
don't think I've ever
series.
seen
What's going on,
a less
Elena?
impactful
It is a
Malphite in this
bit
game.
late.
0-0-0 at the end of the game, ulting out of fights,
Yeah,
teleported
it's
in at the end of the game without ultimate to
2:27
throw a
a.m.
wagon
for me
wheel
right now.
and watch the Nexus explode. It was not it, unfortunately, Hooney.
Unfortunately, was not it. But what's also, unfortunately, Tristana first pick again. And just winning the game. Again. And Tristana and also there's Zeri in the team, same team. And both actually AD carry just popping off. And carry Rakana, obviously. Yeah, I think also the Diana and Cassante is kind of normal. But Diana, as we kind of talked about it, the AP jungle, even though it's like pretty unusual, it's not really a surprise because right now it's such a so meta that you just pick any AP champion that
The Korean
pairs
Korean
so well with
English
the AD mid
translation,
especially. That's how strong AD carry the AD mid is right now. You just pick any AP jungle that you just for the balance for the damage.
What I'm gonna
it's just that's it.
do,
Otherwise,
and don't
just
hate me
Tristana
for
will just do
this.
everything.
I think
Again,
what we're
Wolf
gonna
has
do
been
is,
crusading.
since we've watched
Tristana
the
is very
T1 game,
strong, and,
we're gonna call it a
T1 make
night
look exactly
because
like that.
I do
Let's take a
still
look
have to stream
some
at
of
my
the
regular
highlights from
hours,
this
and
past
I
match.
do not
Around 10 minutes, they tried to
want
set up
to
around the
be
Malphite to
sleep
say,
deprived.
yep, rock, but
I
didn't
still
quite
want to
work out here in
have
mid lane.
energy.
So they end up, avoiding
in
this
the
knockup from
morning.
Keria, and the charm is kind
So,
of wasted here. So I think this is a really good opportunity. Great call from Pleta. Like, hey, they use their
fully
cooldowns. We can
loved
actually push
watching the
this advantage.
T1 games,
And you
but I
also have
do
Sponge,
think that
he's not
we call
here
it a
yet, but
night.
he's kind of
This is
pushing
our
forward
first
here, so
co-stream. We
he
can do
drops
more
Raptors. He's
games.
like, okay, maybe we can
Like
set
I
up a
can
dive. Maybe we can make a
co-stream
play
all of
here.
LCK.
But
I think
ultimately,
once
you kind of missed your
LCK
window. The
finals
timing had to be a little bit
starts
faster.
rolling
Look at how
around,
respectfully
we'll
Faker
stay
is
for all
playing
of the
for this.
games. Like if they have like 2 games or whatever, or whenever playoffs start,
or
we'll do both LCK and
You
LCS.
lost your opportunity, and it's gonna be obviously
But
the other
I
team
stream
is
every
gonna win.
day. I've been
And
streaming
also
on
they can just
weekends
take a
as
small win.
well
Oh,
due
we
to
won 2v3.
LCS
We
being
will
on the
have
weekends. And I just don't want to. I just don't want to wear myself out. You know what I'm saying? So I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for sticking around for an hour and 23 minutes of LCK.
Clean flash
Yes,
from Keria
LCS
denied
is
last
Thursday and
cone.
Friday this week, so we
the
will be
play was
watching
so
it on Thursday and
telegraphed. It
Friday,
was
and
so
I will have a
obvious while they were
gorgeous little
staying
weekend.
That Faker steps back.
My
and
birthday
it
is
was just
also
the
next
least
week,
sneaky move of all
so
time. Just take the
schedule is
small
going to be a
W,
little
like
bit
Moon was
weird
saying,
coming
and
up,
walk away.
but
You have no prio bottom
we'll
side.
see.
You've
We'll
gotta
play it
know
by
that
ear. I'll
teleport
let
is
you
up
guys
for
know.
Zeus, and they
Yeah,
walked right
love you
into it.
guys so much.
Moments like
And
that, you can see how
until
frantically
today,
DRX is trying to hard force the plays with this draft.
like
but T1 just one
10
step ahead.
hours.
Yeah, and we're seeing that from
Love
a lot
you
of
guys
teams,
so
aren't we?
much.
Like they,
And I'll see
they
you
get
in the
a little bit of
morning.
an idea, they try
Bye
for more, and they get their hand
bye.
slapped. We saw that
Y'all
from
have
T1
y'all go
in the
get some
last
sleep.
game. But T1
Go get some
this
sleep.
time, they
If it's 10
end
a.m.
up
for you,
tightening
go
the
get
screws
some
here.
breakfast
Everyone
and have a